Well, welcome everybody to another episode of What Now, the podcast where we have interesting conversations with the interesting people who make us think or feel. Today is, this is always one of my favorite things to do, is sit down with somebody I consider a friend, somebody who I've got fond memories with, funny stories, whatever it may be, and really just chat about how they see the world, what they're doing in it. And that person today is the one and only Roger Federer. You probably know him if you've lived on Earth, but if you don't, he is widely regarded as the greatest tennis player that has ever done it. He also gives that accolade to many of his peers who are also some of the greatest to ever do it. But today we're talking about everything in between. A documentary entitled Federer, 12 Final Days, which is exactly what it sounds like, the 12 final days of Roger Federer's professional playing career. And yeah, man, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast, friend.
For sure. Good to see you, Trevor. Absolutely the same. I'm happy to see you again. You know, my tennis partner, man, from Cape Town. We did it together.
Your tennis rival.
We were in it together.
Yeah, we were in it together.
Yeah,
but you still beat me.
That's amazing that you actually did that. That was crazy. 52,000 people. I mean, you just started to play tennis barely, and here you are walking out in Cape Town to that stadium. That was wild.
Yeah, my first and last public tennis match was against Roger Federer with Rafa Nadal as my, right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I mean, Rafa was your partner.
Quit the game on top. Yeah. Do I now have to say doctor? How does this work?
It's up to you. But if you have any issues ever or any problems, you come to see me. I mean, doctor of many things. But with the doctor thing comes from... you're probably referring to my commencement speech.
Yeah, man. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. That was fun in Dartmouth, and you get an honorary doctorate. Yeah. So here I am sitting as a doctor. You know, I'm a former tennis player. That's what I am.
I can't think of many people who would be a better doctor than you. You're one of the most precise human beings I know. You're one of the most, you have everything that I think a good doctor would have, right? And I mean like a doctor, like medical doctor. You have great bedside manner. Everyone that meets you likes you, and they probably give you more information than they should. They start just sharing their secrets with you. Do you know what I mean? You've got the precision, you've got like the memory, the touch, the everything. It also seemed like emotional for you, you know, and I know a little bit of your story because you were, you know, thrust into the, you know, tennis profession like so early on. High school wasn't a thing for you.
No.
College wasn't a thing for you. Was it like a little emotional experiencing a part of life that you maybe wouldn't have otherwise?
And very strange because, like you said, the academic world and that part of life is so far away from it, right? I knew that in Switzerland, it's super important. Academics come first, and everything else is a hobby. You know, tennis, especially sports in general, anyways. So for you to pursue tennis or a sport in our country is like, you're obviously not going to be good at it. So make sure your grades are good, you know, because this is obviously not going to work out.
Oh, wow.
And so for us to dive into that and believing and dreaming of, you know, the big time is not something that is very common. Maybe now more so since, you know, I made it and we have more athletes making it, you know, and it's a thing. And you can see how much emotions actually a athlete can bring. It can be more seen as a career, you know, but... Then I remember I tried hard, you know, when I stopped school at 16 and chased, my tennis dream. I remember I did French, English and German online classes for those because I said, I got to do something after 16. I can't just stop it all. Then after, you know, a couple of weeks, I asked my dad and my mom, like, it's so hard. I don't have the discipline to sit down and do English and all that stuff and German and French. They said, okay, we drop French. You know, I'll just do German and English. I'm better at that than the French part. They're like, okay, fine. So then, like 2 weeks later, I'm like, I can't do it. Just give me a chance just to do only tennis. And if tennis really doesn't work out, I'll go straight back to school. But please let me go.
Man, I like how you whittling down the languages. I can't do French. I can't do language. I just want to hit the ball.
And then here I am, you know, yesterday at Dartmouth. I mean, in my robe, giving commencement speaking, you know, to all those graduates. They're going to be so bright. They're going to be incredible people, you know, and I feel very humbled, and it was a great moment, you know.
And you brought the family,
and then all the kids came, and everybody came, so it really felt like a deep dive into American college, you know, which I had, I know very little about. Obviously, I mean, in recent years, I've gotten to know more and more about it. So when they asked me, I started preparing because I don't give many speeches like that. So
you seem natural, though. Like,
thank you.
I know this about you personally. You're not the biggest fan of being on the mic. You're not the biggest fan of like being. Yeah. But I've met few people who are more natural at it. Like you, it's not just the glamour. It's like you have this vibe. Like you could be a Swiss James Bond.
Yeah, what is that? Swiss James Bond. I see him showing up. Here I am, saving everything.
Very responsible.
Yes, very responsible. He'll be on time.
Yeah,
that's for
very
sure.
on time. Very responsible. Wouldn't blow anything up.
No,
he would just fix things.
Absolutely,
he'd make them better.
No, I mean, I like being, on the mic, but then also I very much like, again, being gone from it all, so, and I think for me, most important was always try to keep sort of the authenticity, just being organic, myself, not change too much, adapt fine, to stardom and all that stuff, that was weird in the very beginning of my life, but I'm happy I got out on the other side after this whole, 25 years of being in the limelight, to still feel like I'm actually still a good, normal guy, just I don't take myself too serious. I like to make jokes all the time, as you know, and so then having a conversation like with you like today, I knew it was going to be fun. So,
thank you. Why do you think that is? By the way, like my dad's Swiss, so I know that Swiss people aren't like the funniest. Like, I mean, we just have to be honest. Like, what do you think it is that gave you that little spark? Like when we were doing the Swiss tourism ad, we spent most of the day laughing.
Yeah, we
did. When we were playing the tennis, we spent most of the day laughing. Yeah. When you were launching the Oliver Peoples collaboration, your sunglasses, we spent most of that evening laughing. Where do you think you get that from?
I mean, it has to be from traveling and getting on the road and the people I've been surrounded by. I mean, as you know, when you wait around along and you're around good, fun people that life's serious enough most of the time. Yeah. I mean, you have a lot of time to just, talk smack all the time. So that's why I think it has to come from the road. I think then when I speak French, whereas my French is never as good as my English, I still feel like I'm a teenager, right? So when I speak French,
that's funny.
I feel like I'm super young still and super silly because the vocabulary is way more limited.
That's really funny, Roger.
And English to me is like the language where I'm maybe the happiest and the most open.
Okay.
And maybe Swiss German is maybe where I'm the most... the most me per se, where I can get into the details because that's the language I grew up with.
The most precise. Of course, Swiss is the most precise.
There you go. It has to be that way. So that's why I think it also has a little bit to do with all of that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For this conversation, I was trying to think of like what would be something that the listeners would really love. What would they get from Roger that they may not be able to get in another conversation? And because on the podcast, What Now? What I'm always fascinated by is not just what happened, but what that thing that happened will change for the future, So sometimes if it's news or politics, it's like that happened, okay, what now? But with people, I also find it interesting because we always meet people at a moment in time, and very seldom do we get insight into where they're going to go, what they're going to do, or how they're going to do it. And then you came out with this documentary film, the 12 Final Days. And man, I know you fairly decently, and I've been lucky enough to know you for a few years. But there were parts of it that were really intimate and really, revealing. Yeah, I would say. And maybe that's the first question I have for you is like, were you worried at any point? Like, why would you make a documentary that is following you for the last 12 days of one of the most illustrious careers that anyone has ever seen across any sports? Was there a part of you that worried that maybe you'd be losing the intimacy of that moment?
And that's why I think the best part of it all was it was not supposed to be a movie. It was just supposed to be for the vault, to put it away for my children,
no ways,
for my team, for my friends one day, just so we could look back and say, like, we actually grabbed some content, because the thing is, I've been super given, open in the media. I mean, always happy to take pictures and talk to everyone. But then private is private, you know, like nobody comes to my house. We don't do home stories. It's just sort of off limits. And I tried to keep my kids out of the limelight as much as I could. Of course, they've come seen some of the matches then down the road. And of course, people then see them sometimes. But for the most part, I've really tried to keep that more of a private thing. So when then the career was coming to an end, the question was, well, where was it going to be? You know, where do I retire? Because I knew sort of at some point in the summer that, you know, my knee was not improving anymore, and you could see the trajectory going, and then, you know, and some people around me really thought that I should maybe have at least some footage taken from the end, because I really never wanted a camera team in my life, because I said, like, I couldn't think of anything worse. Here I am trying to prepare for Wimbledon or French Open, US Open, you name it.
You've got all these people around.
And then they're here, and then you know, you're tying your shoes, and you know they're looking over your shoulder, so you tie them extra nice, and then you go in front of the mirror, you put on the headband, and you make sure it looks epic, you know, even though it makes no difference. You just want to be focused. So I think I always felt like that's not the thing I really need in my life, and I don't want that. Okay, so then we decide that it's going to be London, O2, doubled with Rafa. I had called Rafa at this point. And I thought, okay, if I can just have a camera team around, knowing that it's going to go into the vault, I'm going to be relaxed, because then I can just leave it there forever. Or if ever there is a life doc, you know, about my life 30 years from now, I actually have some extra footage while I still was active. I mean, there is obviously tons of footage out there, and maybe some I never remember. And I allowed some behind the scenes. Sometimes I'd like exhibition matches, like in South America tour I had, because I just thought, okay, exhibitions, you're relaxed. It's much more on the fly, everything. There is no rules, whereas, you know, you're playing for so many points and so much history at those other events. I don't need the extra distraction. Okay, so then team shows up, was Joe Sabia from 73 Questions.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, okay, I need someone I kind of know. It cannot be just somebody out of nowhere that shows up and then is in my life.
Especially for something so intimate.
Yeah, it was super intimate, because I said, okay, if I bring somebody in, I mean, the guy has to come home. And I'm like, I don't want anybody at home, but he has to.
Yeah.
So we did that, and you know, days go by. As I prepare in Switzerland, I release, you know, the news to the world that I'm retiring. I read, you know, sort of my audio form letter to the world, because I didn't know how I was going to announce it, if it was going to be video, but I knew I was always going to regret a video, because I was going to look at it later and go like, oh my God, that was such a bad video. But, you know, you have to do something. And then a little tweet is maybe not good enough, because
it's not good enough for the career.
That's not good enough as well. So I read this letter. So the crew is there as well, so they captured that. And then as I get ready and then travel to London and prepare with the media and all that stuff. So literally the crew is really more just a fly on the wall, over the shoulder, very raw footage. And then as the days go by, Joe says, I'm so sorry, this footage is so sick. It's crazy. I mean, it'd be such a waste, such a pity if you don't share this with your fans and your people. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm not here for that. I'm trying to cope with my emotions.
You're essentially making a home video,
right? So,
capturing a final moment.
So it was nuts. And then, of course, you know, everything's over. Joe reaches out to me, to the director, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks later, I don't remember. And he goes, look, I just put something together for you to see. 60 minutes, have a look, or 50 minutes, I don't remember.
Right.
And he was on Zoom. I was watching it at the hotel in Zurich, and cried a couple of times, because again, you go through the emotions of watching it. And I was thinking with Mirka and Tony, we were watching it and thinking, is this something that really needs to go out to the world? And maybe it's just like a snapshot of, like you said, that very, very end of it all, you know? It's literally like rehab also for me, going through it all again.
Oh, in what way?
I don't know, because, you know, it was so emotional, the end. So I think for me to talk about it again and emotionally go through it all, it's like therapy, you know. That's feels special. Good, but I'm, as you know, in the movie, I'm so vulnerable. Yeah. And I don't know. So I just hope that the people think, thank you for letting me see it. So cool. You actually didn't keep it. And so when I hear that people like it, I'm I'm just relieved because it was so hard, the end.
I know for a fact that people are going to love it because it's not just the fact that they're watching a documentary about Roger Federer. It's the fact that you are bringing them into a space that we very seldom get to see, which is the human side of being an athlete.
Totally.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
When we watch the documentary and when we think about teammates, relationships, partnerships, I think arguably the greatest doubles partnership of all time is you and Mirka. I watched the two of you. I've seen you at everything from the Met Gala to
we get to see each other
to
there.
just like a little vacation together to, you know, chilling in Switzerland to whatever it is. The two of you have the most beautiful synchronicity between you as human beings.
Thank you.
I've always wondered what that is. Like, you know, what do you think it is about Mirka that enables you to go off and become the greatest of all time? What do you think it is about her, and what do you think you in turn give her as well? Because the two of you really have a wonderful synergy as human beings.
I mean, I think you have to go back to the early days, you know, where when we got together pretty much at the Sydney Olympics in 2000. I was young at the time. Mirka was, you know, in the middle of her career. Started having some Achilles issues, and was struggling after the surgery to come back. I remember she was on crutches walking all the way through Paris at the time. Super tough moments, you know, and she was on crutches for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, over a month, I think, you know, at the time. I was like, my God, I mean, how long are you having these crutches for? I thought, like, it's just a surgery and we get back up on the horse, you know, and you keep going. And then she was doing rehab, always pain. And then I told her, but why don't you just... retire. I mean, like, this is not the idea of playing tennis with pain all the time. And then we can be on tour together. And I was, you know, on the ascent of starting to win Wimbledon, top 10, world number 1. And she's like, yeah, you're right. You know, I'm done. It's good. And then,
wow.
And then here we are, me, I don't know if I should retire. I'm 36, you know, 37, 38, you know, it's so hard to retire. And I'm thinking of her. She just like went like, okay, I'm done. You know, it's no problem. What's the big deal? I'm like, well, and here I am. Like, it's the biggest deal in the world to retire. I make it so emotional, and I love the game so much, which she does too. But I think she loved the tour through my career and the travels and the logistics behind, and like being, you know, my rock really through thick and thin. And she's been incredible, you know, throughout. And then first half, thankfully we had it with no children, and thankfully we had it with children, you know, the second half, you know. And that's obviously, like, that was a whirlwind of a life that we had. And I missed that, to be honest, like creating that home away from home experience, like in a room like this, creating a corner where the kids would be playing, and then I would jump in and out and read a book and go build Lego together and whatever we did, you know, create little corners like this. It was great. So Mirka's been phenomenal, you know, and I think that's why also it was so hard for her at the end, when she could see the suffering that I was going through with my knee. And she's like, this is not the Roger that I know, who, you know, who can crush everybody and beat everybody, and we just have a good time. If he loses, no problem, but if he loses, at least, you know, he's feeling okay. But she could see what I was going through on a daily basis. So I think we were all super relieved at the end. And, you know, in the movie as well, she speaks to camera, which she hasn't done in like 18 years. People don't even know her voice, you know, because she's like, I'm done with the media, because once she was taking care of the press. And I just thought that was not a great situation to have your wife or girlfriend at the time take care of the press, and all you say is 99% of the times, oh, I'm so sorry, Roger doesn't have time to do media. So she got a bad rap for that. So then we said, like, well, why not just stop doing that? We give it to somebody else, and she won't do any more interviews. Who knew that she was not going to do interviews for like 18 years? And she did one, just quick one now for the, you know, for the movie.
End,
at the end, we just wanted to capture just to see how she felt. And actually, the beautiful thing was, I think when she was speaking to camera, I was actually in the bedroom of the the girls, I believe the boys were there too, maybe. And I told them that I was retiring because I didn't tell them until I read the audio form at home, because I didn't want them to tell their kids,
their friends,
and then it leaks.
Out. Yeah.
And we were crying in the bedroom. She's crying in the front, talking about how much the career and how much I've meant to her. And I mean, she's been incredible. I mean, throughout, because it hasn't been easy for her by any stretch. And but so much fun, and we look back with great memories.
We're going to continue this conversation right after this short break. One of my favorite moments is where you're sitting in the change room, and I think it's you're going to be playing against Francis, right? It's like it's for the doubles match, and you're talking about your knee.
Oh yeah.
And you say, like half joking, you go, if I knew it was going to be what it is, and I'm paraphrasing, you go, if I knew it was going to be like this, I would have never gotten into it in the first place. Yeah. And I obviously don't take it literally. I don't think you would have never done it, but I do think people can take for granted how much sacrifice goes into a career like yours. Physical sacrifice, mental sacrifice, the time sacrifice of life. When you look at your body now, your mind, your everything, do you ever take stock and think to yourself, man, I really gave a lot to tennis as a career?
Yeah, and especially when I see, like yesterday, you see the French Open finals, Alcaraz against Zverev, 5 sets, and they're chasing each other around the corner. I'm like, I did that too. I did that too many times. Yesterday when I was the commencement speaker, I was talking about that I played 1,526 matches. I had to look it up how many I did. And then you realize, my God, there was a lot of tennis, a lot of running. And I'm so relieved that I don't have to go through it anymore, because, I mean, as fun as it was, but especially towards the end, I remember, the warm-ups, the stretchings to warm up, to go warm up, then tennis, to take a break, to then warm up the body again, to then go play, a match. I mean, it was massive, monumental effort to do that. Now you can say, like, well, what's the big deal? It's just tennis. Yeah, it's just tennis, but it's your life, and you've been trying to perform at your best in front of people, and you know that better than anybody. And performing in front of people just adds that extra pressure. There's no, okay, cut, let's do that again. That didn't work out. Like, you're out there and you're vulnerable, and it's tough. So I honestly, I feel super relieved, and I see any athlete now, or any person who performs at the highest of level, especially with a live audience, I respect them, and I'm so happy I have that. But it almost feels like it was a different me now. I don't know. You probably still so in the thick of it, but
no, I actually agree with you.
Distance now.
Yeah, because it's funny, and we talked about this, like. You announced like your departure from tennis around the same time I was departing from the Daily Show. And I think I can relate to many of the things you're saying. There's a moment in your life that is defined by a certain action and an activity. You know what it's going to be like when you wake up. You know what it's going to be like when you go to bed.
Very simple, actually.
Your body starts to get used to it. Your mind starts to get used to it. And when you step out of it, like you said, there's the grief of what you've let go of, but then you start to experience like a little newness, a little free, a little, like for me, my version of the no tennis warm up is some days I don't read the news. Yeah. Now I can just do that. I just go.
Before you had to know what was going on.
I would be at parties. I'll never forget this. I was at like a dinner party, and in the middle of the dinner party, a notification came up on my phone. There was breaking news. And I literally had to, I stepped away from the table and I went to read, just because I was like, I don't want to not know what this is because my job requires it. And now I'm just like, hey, phone off. Yeah. Let's see what happens. But I'm sure it's like that for you, right?
Similar to me now as well. And that where I feel it the most is where, if I'm with my children or with my friends, I don't really have to think about tomorrow's practice or
interesting.
Tomorrow's match. Like where all of a sudden you're sitting there, I don't know, you're having a good time, but you're thinking, so when he goes backhand down the line on me and I'm on the forehand on the run, do I hit it back up the line or do I cross court? You're like, you end up visualizing.
Okay, wait. Don't rush away from that. This is fascinating to me. I've always wondered this about like the best athletes in the game. You have memories and visualizations that AI would want to replicate. Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about that. So you you're going into a match. You know a match is coming up in the next few days. You're visualizing what the match will be and how your opponent plays, and you're basically playing the match in your head before the match.
Yes, I mean, yes, absolutely. And I think some do it by watching video. I didn't watch a lot of video of my opponent, even though towards the end I did, because there's a couple of things that worked for me is the memory of remembering how it feels to play an opponent. Then what I would want to do. So how does that match up together? Then how has my opponent played that particular week compared to how have we matched up against each other, let's say the last 10 years, you know, and then you have fast court, slow court. So all of that matters. How do I feel that week? The things I've been doing maybe prior to the match. Have I been playing aggressive? Have I been playing more safe? Am I carrying an injury or not? How do I feel? And then, especially against the best players, the ones I've played the most against, it's always it's a game of chess, like for pattern, who gets the patterns they want, right? And that's then when you realize, well, okay, it's very clear what he wants. It's very clear what I want. Now the question is like, is one of us going to back out of it? Or are we just going to say like, okay, let's see what you got on the day. He might not have a best day. Maybe I don't have my best day. So obviously there's this clash at the beginning, and then you got to decide that we keep going, or do we like start deviating from it? And that's where, like a skier, you know, who sees the ski slope.
Yes.
We see those same patterns I was saying to you before, like if he goes, I don't know, short angle cross court, do I have to go back cross court and let him try to thread the needle up the line, or do I take charge and say like, do I go up the line and break it up, but then does it look like an escape from me, or is that a specific play I use, you know? And then all this also statistics stuff came in towards the end of my career, which can really make your how do you say, your mind crazy.
How do you feel about that? Because this is something that I've heard from athletes across all disciplines. You know, I remember sitting with like a few players from the Premier League and Serie A, and they were telling me how in football, in soccer, now it's all become data analytics. So back in the day, the coach would tell you, this is how you should move, this is what you should do, and have fun. And now a coach goes, no, when that player gets the ball, we all move like this. You come down, you move up, you do that. When that player gets the ball, you do this.
Correct.
Because 70% of the time, they're going to cross the ball over here.
That's right.
82% of the time, they're going to pass it across this. 23% of the time, if you press them, they're going to do...
Completely.
But it's
that's
all
what's
stats,
coming
all
as well.
And with tennis, I've heard that this is also increasing, where now they give players like a book and they say, study this. These are the percentage odds for what your opponent is going to be doing or not doing in these types of situations. But like, how do you get that in your head?
So that's the thing. I am very much the guy who, you know, likes to go with my power. Okay, I believe that, I don't know, playing attack in tennis, breaking down my opponent's backhand is the play. So obviously you're not going to just hit into the backhand all the time and try to break it down. No, you have to open it up through the forehand. So then the backhand corner gets bigger, and then obviously you can hit it hard into the backhand corner, spinning into the backhand corner, slice it, short, long. You do all these things, and then when, let's say, the most important moments come around, that's when you then ask your opponent all the questions that you've been massaging that bad side, let's say, so many times that he has his doubts that he obviously doesn't want to hit all those different types of backhands, let's just say. Now, and then, you know, you think it through with your coaches, and you have a game plan. Then, of course, you can think about all the problems and all the strength your opponent has. But I feel like in my best years, I just focused almost on my own game, and the rest I'll wing it and I'll figure it out. Towards the end, then, like you said, these analytics came in, and then you would hear that, I don't know, on break point, he would hit 73% chance that he goes to your backhand. So now, what do? Do you say like, well, obviously I'm waiting here on the backhand side? Or do you say like, well, hold on a second. He knows that I know, so I know he knows. And then he actually burns you up through the forehand. So you just, so that's where I've preferred sometimes not to know and just go with the feeling of how the last game went, where he was serving, was he making the last serves, was he missing them, was he going for it, what was he doing? And I just go with the intuition. So that part I enjoyed less, you know, when it got so specific, like a Formula One car, everything
becomes predictable. Let me ask you this on a philosophical level then. You know, hearing you talk about this makes me think of how you can apply this to many things in life. in society, sometimes the downfall of data is that it looks backwards. It doesn't look forwards. So you go, this has happened, ergo it will happen, as opposed to realizing that if you do something new, you can change the data.
Yep.
In relationships, people will talk about this. They go like, sometimes when couples are fighting, you go like, oh, why don't you buy her flowers? Oh, she doesn't care. She'll just tell me this. It's like, well, you're using the data now to assume something about somebody's future action.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you talk about that, because everyone who's a fan of tennis and a fan of you has always gone, it feels like you're flowing. It feels like you're walking through. It feels like you have this idea, but I wonder now what that brain is doing now that there isn't tennis to think about.
Right.
Because that brain, it's not like your brain just goes away. It's not like your brain just turns off. So what's Roger applying that brain to now? Or do you get to rest that and think of something else?
I have the feeling, maybe, like you said, Trevor, it's maybe a little bit of a holding position, a little bit of a resting phase, because I have retired just 5 minutes ago.
Wait. Let's pause here.
Yeah.
This is your resting phase?
I mean, resting phase as in,
Wait.
Maybe,
yo, Roger, I'm going to call you out. No one's going to call you out. No, this is your resting phase? Yo, okay, let's let's go. Launching a sunglasses brand that was sold out in minutes, all right? Continuing to blow up one of the fastest growing sports brands in the world, right? Which is On. Traveling around the world, still with as a Rolex ambassador, still being the face of tennis. Releasing a documentary, going around the world. This is your resting phase?
Well, I feel like this, I say it because this year in particular, I was very strong with my wife to say, let's plan all our vacations super early.
Okay.
So nobody can say oh, by the way, can you come to this one thing?
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
That makes sense.
I'm in Vietnam right now, or I will be in Vietnam at this time, or I'll be in Bangkok, or I'll be, somewhere around the world. So I really protected my schedule. I feel at a very good level this year. I'm really happy we did that. I told you we just came back 6 weeks from Asia, from an amazing trip. We're in Thailand. Before that, we were in Japan last October, and we had a wonderful Christmas in the Maldives, so things I really, really looked forward to for many, many years while still on tours, that one day I can go visit places without the stress of having to practice or actually play another match there.
Man, it's so funny you say this.
And it's been great for me to do that. So I know I'll get back into it. And then, like you said, I have all these projects, that all of a sudden came about, but not almost because I wanted them so badly. They came back organically. They're just around the corner. So I go to the offices and we talk about stuff. Zendaya just signed with On now. So that's been so cool.
By the way, that story is amazing on so many different levels. Zendaya is easily, she's just in the stratosphere of her career. Everything she touches turns to gold. Yeah. I also love the connection to the fact that she just put out the movie Challenges, and
it's all about tennis as well.
It's all about tennis. But what's interesting, and this is what I love about the serendipity of how some things tie together. The movie Challenges seems like it's about tennis, but I argue it's not. It just happens in the world of tennis. And it's really a movie about relationships.
Yeah.
It's really a movie about expectations. It's a movie about pressure. It's a movie about self-identity. You know what I mean? And in that movie, in the movie, Zendaya's character, and spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it, just skip this part. Zendaya's character is probably going to be the best tennis player in the world. She suffers an injury. She can't play. Her role changes dynamically. And it's all about this. And there were some people who said, oh man, this sort of reminds me of Roger and Mirka's story. And then the director came out and said, no, that's exactly what inspired me. He said he was fascinated
by Mirka suffering through, was it the 2019 Wimbledon finals?
Wimbledon was on. Yeah. You're on the court. And the camera keeps cutting to Mirka.
Yeah, but that's what they do at Wimbledon, right? They always go from player to team, or player to wife, or player to coach.
Right.
And it's such a tennis thing, because in American football or baseball or football, they don't always cut to the team, right? But in tennis, it's such a thing.
Don't go anywhere, because we got more What Now after this. It feels like you've brought your precision, your thoughtfulness, and your joy out of tennis into another idea, and that is a sports brand. I know you're really thoughtful about why and why you do or don't do things. So I've been lucky enough to be in Switzerland with you and to like feel you moving through space. Like when we're in the train station, for instance, do you apply that to yourself as well as Roger? Like, do you feel that you have, maybe an obligation is the wrong word, but I can't think of a better one right now, to really represent Swiss identity, to really represent Switzerland, to really represent the Swiss people?
I think we're proud of our Swiss made, and like we do it with precision and well, and when there's like a Swiss cross on something, it's supposed to be done to a level that not many other countries can bring it to. I don't know, maybe Italy when it comes to really beautiful clothes, or Japan when that the craftsmanship is really special. And I think the Swiss angle has that as well. And we're very proud of it. Like with our, watches and cheese and chocolate and mountains and whatever it is, we're very proud of it all, as you saw, when we did the Swiss tourism out together. So,
but on an individual level, though, it hasn't always been that way. Like,
no,
like,
in the early
Swiss. Okay, this is the way I've perceived it. Having family members in Switzerland and spending a little time out there. It's like Swiss culture is also a little bit of like, hey, don't stick out too much.
Oh, for sure.
We're all equal. We're all doing this thing. We're all as important as the other. And so in many ways, like the cult of personality.
So the beginning, it was funny. Look, I didn't feel like, sure, I'm proud to represent Switzerland when it was a team sport and it's against Switzerland, like say in the Davis Cup or Olympics and so forth. But, when I was traveling on my own, and I feel like, sure, I represent Switzerland. There's the Swiss flag, but never to the extent towards sort of the second half of my career when I really started feeling the Swiss people really proud of me. They were very excited for me. And every year that went by and the more famous I became, the more important was for me to represent Switzerland the right way, because I know that they care. Yeah, we're subdued about it. We're not like, let's not make a big fuss about it, but we really are. And honestly, they, it's hard to get them out of their shells, shells and come like say like, okay, Roger's the greatest, whatever. He's good. We like him. And when maybe I'm not around, you ask Swiss guy, like, oh, Federer, he's amazing. We're so proud of him. So that's been amazing to hear.
What's funny is most of them don't even say Federer. They always say Roger. That's what I love the most. Genuinely, everywhere I go, they come up to me and they're like, Trevor. Then they're like, Grüezi. Then they're like, we saw your thing with Roger. Like, with Roger. Yeah, it was we love Roger. How is it? But they all say Roger, which I think is a testament to how they see you.
No, and I've always tried to keep that connection going. I've done, countless hours of Swiss media as well, because it would have been easy just to say, let's just keep it to English, generic, save time and stuff. But I always knew I was going to live in Switzerland. I love the country. They've been the best, so it's been great.
Right,
couldn't be happier.
So let's talk a little bit about, you enjoying this relative new freedom. Just being able to try everything, knowing there's no match coming up, knowing there's no, even for your body, you just like wake up the way you wake up and do your thing. You posted a video on Instagram hitting a golf ball.
Ooh.
Right?
Have you played golf or not?
Say again?
Have you played golf much or not?
I wouldn't say I've played golf. I'll say I've hit a golf ball.
Okay.
I don't think what I did wasn't playing. Mm-hmm. I'm terrible. I also don't get it, to be honest with you. I really don't. I loved learning tennis, and I still play when I get a chance.
Good.
I enjoy it. Yeah, golf, I never, but you posted the video.
Yeah.
And is this what...
So
first of all, how new are you at it really? Because it was flawless.
No, I know it looked good, but
it looked very good.
But those balls, they have a way to slide over.
That's funny.
Oh my god! But no, I've played throughout my my life on the road.
Okay.
And then, but never to the extent like where Rafa or Henman and other players. They played all the time, every chance they got, they would go out
in the game.
And me, I was especially the last, say, 8 years or so, I've maybe played like 3-4 times, Wow. And my parents both liked it. They liked to go out. So then I was like, I'll never go out there and start golf if my wife's not into it or my kids are not into it. Yeah, it takes me too much time out there, and I have other things to do. I'm too busy. And anyway, my knee was crazy. So I was like, I don't need to agitate the knee. So now in December, I was in Dubai. I was like, why don't I take a few lessons and see how it is, for the first time, maybe a lesson. I don't know. I thought that my technique was okay, but obviously I'm still at the moment very erratic with my shots. And I'll never forget the second lesson I take. My golf coach, he tells me, or golf pro, I don't know, golf coach, he tells me, what are you thinking about when you stand over the ball like that? I'm like, I mean, I hope it goes straight, you know? I mean, what, you think of something else or what? I don't know what else I could think of. He goes like, that is the holy grail, my friend, because, I mean, you have so many things to think about normally about your positioning, your backswing, impact, and follow through. So I'm like, okay, but fine,
so
whatever.
you were already on the right path, just thinking, I hope it goes straight.
4 lessons later, I stand over the ball and I tell him, hey, you know what? I know what you're saying. Here I am lining up and everything's like ultra tense. It's not relaxed anymore. I'm not even thinking about where I'm hitting the ball. I just want the backswing to be okay and the impact and the follow through. And it's wild how golf is so technical.
Yeah.
And, you know, you stand there and you can take so much effortless. Time. So effortless, but it's actually not, right? And tennis, you're kind of always on the move. It's like we would be tinkering with our serve for life. I mean, of course you get nuts, you know, just, you know, doing the same position again. You're like, no, let's just adjust it ever so slightly. And every adjustment has an impact. So anyway, why I like golf is going out. And then especially everybody started to play as well, the kids, Mirka and everything. And I just really thought also for philanthropy, you know, for maybe the foundation stuff. I know that maybe through golf, I could be out there because maybe tennis, I can't always be out there, but it gives me a chance to maybe have some fun golf events I could join, or I could do it with my foundation, and I could play for the rest of my life. So why not take some lessons? And that's what I'm going through right now.
Let's talk a little bit about another aspect of the film that for me really, I think is one of the main pillars of who Roger Federer is. You can't watch this documentary and not think about how important relationships are. Mm-hmm. You know, when you're watching the final 12 days of your career, one of the scenes that is, I mean, everyone's probably going to cry when they watch it, and it's a good cry, is watching you and the team, and it's like Team Europe, and you're saying goodbye, and it's this whole thing, and everyone has cried. You know, you've taken center stage and you've spoken, and Rafa's crying, and you're walking into the change rooms together, and then Rafa goes off, and he goes off into another room because he's still crying, and he's so emotional. This maybe is something that I think is not just a beautiful testament to you, but it's an interesting look at relationships and how we think of them. There is no greater rival in your career than Rafael Nadal. Yeah. You know, this is the person who was always between you and another Grand Slam, and obviously Novak came in time, but you and Rafa, we think of as being synonymously, you know, head to head all the time. You wouldn't think in most stories that the person who would cry more than you would be your number one quote unquote rival. And yet it seems like it wasn't necessarily a rivalry. It seems like it was a competition, and there's a love as brothers. Tell me a little bit about that relationship and how you were still able to compete at the highest level against somebody like that, beat them, have them beat you, but then still have that love between you.
So I think what I like about the story of, now take tennis as a whole, sure, we can take Rafa, but we can also take Novak or Murray or Wawrinka, whoever we want to take. But let's say take Rafa. To come through a career of 25 years or 15, whatever, it's long, a lot of matches, a lot of tough battles, like you said. You know, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes you don't like them, then you like them again. Then you don't like his team, or you don't like his coach, and then they have a problem with you, and you said something, he said something, and you know there's always this agitation, but actually there's mutual respect and so forth. And then to come out at the end of it all and actually be like, high five, that was cool. That stuff was cool. And you know what? We can't wait to maybe hang out more in the future, or hopefully we'll see each other again down the road and be on a rocking chair one day, and we'll look back and go like, that was fun, and thank you. And I said that as well in the commencement speech yesterday. I thanked all the players for making me better and showing me my flaws, you know, for making me hopefully a better, not just a tennis player, but also a better person. That's beautiful. So I think this last 12 days, you know, that we're going to see, coming out now is a beautiful story as a whole, I think, for that message, because I think a lot of time we tell the other, you know, as a coach or a father or whoever it is, you got to be tough, and you got to take him down, and you got to beat him up, and you know, and you got to be wanting to win, and you got to show everybody, and you can't be the nicest. And so I'm like, I get it, but it's just tennis, or it's just sports, and come on, let's be friendly and nice to one another, and we can do it in a good way, in an elegant way, I always call it, so I think that moment shows that in a perfect way. Like you said, the segue from the court, we come into the locker room, and I just felt it was very important for me to also tell all the other players that they ended up being these co-stars in this movie, which was never supposed to be one. Right. And I just wanted to let them know, because I didn't know at the time this was going to be a movie. I just wanted to let them know, thank you for being here. Thank you for, I hope you know how much this means to me, that you guys were all here and you came to my last game, even though at the time when they signed up, they didn't know it was going to be my last game. Maybe in hindsight, we would have to ask them how happy they were to be there. And I think Rafa, maybe in particular, he was not ready for it to go down so emotional and so crazy. He just wanted to, like, I'll play doubles with you and be great, and we'll be there. And it'll be, a tad emotional at the end, But I think nobody knew that it was going to be this intense, because I think there was this beauty. We had this moment where we could just take it all in, and our careers were flashing in front of our eyes, especially for them who are still going. They're like, we are so fortunate, I think all of us, that we are living as a tennis player. We're so fortunate to still be going. Hopefully, Novak can go on and crush every record. I mean, hopefully Murray can play as long as his hip allows him to, and he still has the hunger. Rafa knew that he was in a tough spot as well, and he hopes that he can still win as much as possible. Yeah. And here I am, one of their big rivals, going out and seeing it live in slow motion, almost go out. I mean, it was tough. And that's why I think the movie is going to be really beautiful of showing that. And I hope, actually, in many ways, that many future great athletes, or not so great, it doesn't matter, will maybe give us that glimpse into the retirement moment. Because we don't know how maybe a Formula One driver, a rugby player, a golfer, how they retire, what they have to go through on that final stretch when you head into retirement at a young age, I mean, gymnasts, they do it at 20-something years old, I now had the chance to play till 40, 41, so I think everybody does it in their way. So I think, like you said, there's these beautiful moments, like in the locker room, super raw, super unexpected as well in many ways. But it's that beautiful sign of camaraderie. I know we're a team at the Laver Cup, but still, for me to be able to tell them, and a very strong moment was actually at the press conference, like a couple of days earlier, if you remember, where I talk about I am so happy, where I grabbed the mic one more time and I just had to say it in front of everybody. Here I am sitting with, Borg and Rafa, Novak, Andy, and Casper and Matteo and Cameron, and everybody was there. And I'm just saying how happy I am that I get to go first. And it's not like Rafa retiring before me, or Novak or Andy, but actually I go first, like it was supposed to be, because I am 5-6 years older than them. And
I hear what you mean.
It would have been painful for me to see one of them go first because of injury.
Right.
So I was supposed to be going first. Yeah. I had a career without them in the beginning, early years, and they should have one without me too. So I just felt it was important for them to hear that, the press, for them to hear that. And I just thought it was, for me, a very strong emotional moment. You can see it how then when I walk out from the press conference, I'm like, oh God, this was a brutal press conference. But, we're getting closer to the match. So we're almost done.
So let me ask you this. When you have that kind of support, when you have that camaraderie, like where do you find it now? Because while tennis took a toll on your body, it also gave you something on an emotional level. It gave you something on a mental level. Where do you search for that now? Where do you find it?
So I'm happy that we always kept a really nice group of friends throughout the world, but also in Switzerland. I always have my roots down. I think there I can really thank my wife as well, especially, to always keep in touch with everybody. Yeah. Because I always worry for players, and when players seek me for advice, or you mentor them sometimes, or they're in a tough spot, I always tell them, remember to keep in touch with your friends, because one day you're maybe going to be injured, or your career is over. You're going to come home, and what are you going to come home to? An apartment, and that's it. A house. But a house with no people, or an apartment with no friends around, it's going to be it's not so much fun. It's not a home. Yeah. So I feel like that's now where our big focus is as well. And that's why I was talking about like taking a bit of a break. Maybe it's not a real break, but you know what I'm saying?
No, it is. I like what you said about holding.
Actually going to weddings, going to birthday parties, going to things that I could never do. Yeah. And actually catching up with that, but also maybe giving my friends their time now, because they invested so much time in me. I know they love the trip to Wimbledon and come to London and then come watch a game of me. I know, and I organize a ticket and so forth, but they still took their vacation or they took time out to come see me play. And I now return the favor by trying to see a lot of my friends.
That's
and my
beautiful,
family. And I feel like I get a lot of energy and got a lot of happiness from that.
Well, Roger, before I let you go, there's the question that I love to ask everybody on the podcast is, what now? And it could apply to everything. It could apply to anything. I'm selfishly curious about this. One is the what now for your career. When we first sat down and had like a real conversation like this, was literally my final 12 days of the Daily Show.
That's right.
You know,
was
and
I
then,
your second last guest?
Yeah, second to last guest.
Second to
actually.
last, yeah.
No, I think you were the last. You might have been the last guest actually.
Was I? How did that feel for you? The end? Did you also feel emotional? Were you like, this is great, happy?
So this is the way I think, and I would love to know how you view it.
Yeah.
You know, I think any ending that is good should leave you with a little bit of mourning or regret.
Yeah.
Any ending that is good, anything that has ended when it should end, should have you just yearning a little bit for more of it. You know? When I was leaving the Daily Show, I wasn't like, good riddance. There was a part of me going, man,
would be good to continue.
It would have, maybe I should, just a little bit more, maybe. But I think that's what it should be.
Yeah.
If you're leaving anything, a relationship, a job, a career in sport, whatever, and you're like, oh, thank God it's gone, then I argue it's too late.
Yes, you've overstayed, You know,
so definitely for me it was, and then just like you know, there was a whole period in between where we couldn't really do much and there were strikes and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And then we won the Emmy for the show. So it was like, we got to come back and celebrate that.
There
and it's
go.
like, you know, you going back to Wimbledon, being in the space but not being in the space comes with a different feeling. Yeah. You get to feel new emotions.
Yeah, you're super distant.
Exactly,
but
exactly. And the same way you're talking about with the documentary now, is like you get to live that moment again, but not be in it, which is an interesting way to feel. So I guess like, what now for you as Roger the person? Like, because really the sky is the limit.
Yeah. So what now? I think I'm still in a search mode. I'm not exactly sure what it's going to be like. Yeah. I've been trying to, like I explained before, protect the schedule a little bit, make sure I'm a dad, you know. Boys are 10, girls are 14. It's a big deal right now. I feel like it's an important time for me to be around and support them and help them. So going through the schedule with Mirka and with the kids, making sure we do all of that stuff as much as we can I think is a huge priority for me. And then while we do that, of course, try to have fun with other projects that we're working on. You mentioned so many. We're also working on a Asaline project, you know, that comes out, a coffee table book in September. Launch going to be in New York, actually. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I think as we move forward, you know, I think I will know more, let's say in a year's time or so, because I feel like I'm still a little bit in, let's relax, let's enjoy ourselves, but have some cool projects and take that on. So that's going to be definitely, you know, a priority for me as well. So pretty laid back, you know, always see what is the tennis space doing for me. Problem is, I think either you're a coach, mentor, or you are a journalist or let's say commentator. Yeah. And I just don't see myself doing that quite yet because I just don't have the time, you know, with next to being there for my children. So really a bit of a transition phase too. And I think it's a good spot to be in.
It's a great spot.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
When you accept it, it's a great spot.
Yeah, exactly. And whereas I feel like if I look back maybe 9 months ago, I wasn't so sure. I just felt like I needed to dive into the next project. And then like, maybe not. Was I supposed to go there? I feel like everywhere I go right now, I feel like I'm happy to be there.
That's amazing, man. Well,
great.
Roger, congratulations again. You know, and thank you for sharing it with us. I do think it's wonderful for people to see all sides of a career that affected them in such a wonderful way. So this is really great. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Love being on the podcast. Well done. Happy for you too, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Check how good this thing smells.
What is it?
It's
the thing.
What's that? My hand lotion.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Jesus, this is amazing.
I'm doing it.
I smell like.
Is this just an excuse for you just trying to show us your ring?
That is funny.
I don't need any excuse.
I've noticed since marriage, you've taken like the amount of hand gestures you do.
Rubbish. Rubbish. I always spoke with my hands because I'm militant.
No, you see, you spoke like that with your hands.
Yeah.
You've been with me for how many years? You've never complimented my hand cream. And then now you're like, oh, the hand cream. Smell it.
Move like you've just scrubbed in.
Smell it. Smell it, please.
Good day to save lives, people.
Congratulations.
Do you know what I was thinking?
You know, we haven't been on the podcast since you've been married.
Oh, yes. No, what I was thinking when I was on my way here is that you basically have a podcast all around me. Because the first time was when I was turning 40.
That's true.
And then the second time was when my movie was nominated for an Oscar.
Yes.
And now I'm engaged. This is the What Now podcast. Thanks to Anele. Write me my check.
So how does it feel to be a wife?
I'm like spoiled. I'm pampered. It's nice. Like I do nothing, which is great.
I thought it would be the other way around.
No, yeah, that's what they try to sell us women. That you must cook, you must clean. None of that. The real marriage is the man that does everything.
Wait, so you don't cook anymore?
I do cook, but that's all I need to do.
Oh, okay.
Like absolutely all I need to do.
Yeah, because I was going to be like, you not cooking is a
bit of punishment for me, especially.
No, but for everyone.
us as well.
No, but for everyone. It's just as like a concept now. Now I have like a vested interest in destroying your marriage.
No, don't do that.
No, I'm saying if you didn't cook. I'm saying if you didn't cook.
Okay. No, I promise you, it's so nice to find a partner. Like I've literally found an equal. Like he's my partner. He's my dude. He's my guy.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I feel so protected and safe, and it's just the entire thing. Also because he's the one person in the world that I don't have to convince to be on my side.
Oh, he's automatically on your side.
He's automatically on my side, but in public. But if we get home,
no, that's the whole point of a relationship.
And then he feels babe.
In public, you say, I'm with you, with you, and then when you go, yes, it's the opposite of Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, they were supposed to do it. If they were married, they'd do it the other way around.
They just went together too many places. That's another thing that I've realized.
That's how every relationship ends.
Exactly. There's no ways that you guys can beat. I mean, every time we saw Donald Trump, Elon Musk was there. That relationship, that's gonna fail.
How have you been, sis? Are you married?
Maybe.
And you know what? It's so plausible that Cesar would get married and tell none of us.
He would do that.
And he does this every now and then on social media where he's like, I'm sitting with my wife and kids. And then people have a meltdown because every woman in the country is hoping to be Caesar's wife and kids.
Wait, have you actually done this?
What, married?
You say like, I'm sitting with my wife and kids and then...
Oh, sometimes.
Yeah.
Huh. Why do you do that?
Because maybe I'm married. What is this? Sometimes I'll be chilling with my wife and she'll be like, yo, tweet that. And then one day I want to show my kids the tweets and be like, when they're old enough, you know.
Look at these guys.
Your wedding's going to be the first wedding I've ever attended.
I know that.
Ever in my life.
I know that. And this.
Are there any tips I should know?
You've worked at a wedding, though.
Say again?
You've worked at a wedding.
Yeah, but that's not attending a wedding. A lot of people work at weddings, bruh.
Okay.
Imagine if people serving food are like, oh, this is my fourth wedding I've attended. No, bro, you work at the wedding.
No, it's not. And my mashed potatoes cold.
Yes, you don't work. You don't attend a wedding if you're working at a wedding. I've never attended a wedding ever in my life. Is there anything I should know beforehand? Are there things I should or shouldn't do?
No, I mean, you'll be fine. Trevor, you've been to the Oscars and the Grammys, I think.
Yeah, but that's not the same.
Are you sure?
Oh, goodness. Here we go.
Oh, boy.
Do you panic when you have to go to events like that? Because a little bit of me is panicked for you.
Why?
Because of people. And I know my people and I love my people, but you must realize something else about a wedding is that those are not all.
Oh, they're not all your people.
My people.
Yeah, so you know, it's funny you say that. So part of the reason I've never been to weddings is because I work too much. The other reason is people don't invite me to their weddings, or people uninvite me because I'm me. So multiple brides have said, we don't want Trevor at our wedding.
Because you can't have two brides.
Well, there you have it.
And so no cream. Look, he's already he's already out here wearing the bridal gala. I mean, come on.
No, literally. People have said to me, they go, so then the husband will have to come and tell me, hey man, we're getting married. I'm like, oh, congrats. When's the... And they're like, yeah, that's why I'm here to tell you. She asked that you don't come. And I'll be friends with both of them. And she's like, yeah, I just don't want Trevor there.
And you know what? People don't understand. I have a hard rule that I do not take photos at weddings with people, right? Because it's all about the couple. Please, leave me out
no
of it.
selfies.
No selfies.
Okay, would you
that.
be offended if I came in a disguise?
No, I'd actually be quite entertained.
Because I was thinking about this the other day. Michael Jackson used to go out in full prosthetic makeup. And I was like, maybe I'll come as like an old man from somewhere. Just like make it interesting.
And then when people say, where's Trevor? He's here.
Yeah, you just go like, he's here. You didn't see him? He's here.
I'll just put you at my dad's table.
Yeah, and I'll
then
just be like, I can just be like some old man from somewhere. And LA, I've known her for many years. So exciting in LA.
What a wife.
What a wonderful time. And they're like, who is this guy? I'll just be like the life of the party.
That's actually a good idea.
I'll be the life of the party.
And then what? As the evening progresses,
No reveal.
No reveal.
Yeah,
No reveal.
Okay.
I just rolled through your party.
Oh, actually,
Just Rumpelstiltskin.
Jean-Manuel. Oh, yes, I've known Alele for many years.
but do you not want to be seated around your friends?
I do.
But then people are going to be like, who's the random guy with kayak?
Jean-Manuel, we've known him for years. That's all you got to say. You are one of those people where no one will wonder why you know a random French person.
This is true.
You've traveled the world.
This is very true.
You're close friends.
There's shame. There's a poor French person who's going to get accosted at the wedding now. Everybody thinking people are going to be taking pictures of this guy. And he's going to be like, guys, oh no.
And then they're like,
Trevor. Trevor, let's have a picture, Trevor. Trevor, don't be like that, Trevor.
Jean-Manuel.
Oh boy. Man, it's going to be crazy.
The reason I invited you here, my friends, is I realized the other day we've never played a game of If I Ruled the World together.
If I rule the
How does it work?
Yes. Hey, you know what? I knew you're going to want like the rules, and I'm going to have to break them down for you. Anele will just play the game because you're a normal human being. Sizwe is a robot, so I have to explain this to you. It's If I Ruled the World, but don't think of it as like it's not like it's magic, but it's not magic.
Okay.
It's a thought exercise.
So it doesn't need to make sense.
It's the whole, it's better if it doesn't make sense, but your motives need to make sense. And what you're trying to do is convince the other two people that your idea of the world should be implemented because you justify it. Do you get what I'm saying?
100%.
All right. Sizwe, go.
If I rule the world, all elections would be at the same time. All countries, it's like, yo, man, elections on this day, same limit terms, and we all go to elections and we vote and then we rule.
Huh.
There's more to it, so I can add to it as we progress, but that's a starting
Okay, so if you rule the world, everyone in the world would have their elections on the exact same day,
Yes.
exact same time. Basically, you're doing
Terms
like,
would be aligned.
yeah. You're
My
doing,
question then, even countries that don't have elections, you would say,
Well, so, you know, you laugh, but she raises a very good point.
What a random question. That was so great.
No, you raise a very good point. So when everybody else has elections, countries like
North Korea,
Burkina Faso, you just load your gun. That's the day you load your guns.
Okay.
So if your exchange of power happens via violence, you're getting popping off that day.
so you're not judging how they elect their leader, but you just want it to happen at the same time.
Yes.
But wait, why?
So that the person who comes into power with every other person, and then you guys lead in unison.
Yeah, I like the idea, but I'm worried about a few things. Okay, first of all, do you not worry that if we do this, you could create a world where everything goes wrong at the same time? Because let's look at the world right now, right?
Yes.
So Donald Trump won the election. Before Donald Trump won, many countries in the world were swinging right. Right? So in Canada, they were leaning right. The right-wing party was going to win. All over Europe, right-wing parties were going to win. Like, this was everywhere. It was, people were leaning right. Donald Trump wins, starts playing with the economy.
This. He's playing right into my trap.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Why are you setting traps? What kind of friendship has traps?
It's not a trap.
So anyway, but no. But now, so everyone, and then what happened was people went, actually, wait, we don't want that.
Yes.
We don't want that, so we're not going to vote that way. And then Canada flipped the other way. Right? So the Liberal Party won, and then around the world, this started happening in other places. I think Australia had a similar outcome. So aren't you worried that if everyone votes at the same time, everything can go wrong at the same time?
So you're 100% correct. That would happen. Or that does have a potential to happen.
Yeah.
Right? But that's actually not a bad thing. That's a good thing. In fact, it's one of the mitigating factors of disaster. Because the greatest risk is inequality. Some of the greatest countries actually fail because they do so well while other countries are doing so poorly that people flock to these great countries. Then these countries get burdened. Healthcare, everything really starts to fail because everybody's going there. if we're all failing, nobody's going to leave their country because where are you going? Like,
so every zone must be a war zone, right? And then that
doesn't necessarily has to be war, but if the economy is tanking, it's tanking everywhere. I'm telling you, there's going to be no 46 refugees going to the US.
Because everyone's a refugee.
Yeah. Everybody's going to stay at home and pull their own weight. Where are we going? Let's just fix this.
No, I don't think that argument holds water because then I'd still want to go somewhere else for better weather.
Okay, yeah, you can go for better weather.
Yeah, but refugees don't travel for better weather. I don't know. Okay, I understand.
South Africans have changed the definition of refugees.
Yes, South Africans really have changed the definition of refugees because before this, refugees only went to another country because like they had to and they had no life.
And their bags didn't have wheels. Our refugees, they were dragging their luggage.
Yes. Normally the refugees have baggage, not luggage. This is very different. So, yes, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think people will travel for weather. But I do think Anela is right about places still being better than other places.
Yeah, so places will inherently be better than others.
But you want to tank it all at once or win all at once.
Well, the idea is not to tank anything. The idea is actually to progress all at once. Because now, here's my idea of the leadership, right?
Okay, go.
It's essentially the Avengers of each region. Let's speak about Africa, maybe, to start off with.
Okay.
When you look at the liberation of Africa from colonialism, obviously it gets staggered, but majority of the good times happened between 1955 to like maybe 1965, right?
Is it the good times for Africans or for the colonial powers?
No, for Africans.
Okay.
That's when most Africans...
getting
100%.
Okay, cool.
100%. But if you look at the people that were at the helm of leadership at the time, you had the Kwame Nkrumahs, for example, in Ghana. You had Julius Nyerere in Tanzania. You had Kenneth Kaunda in Zambia.
Mm-hmm.
You had all those people, I mean, Tambo even, who wasn't in South Africa, but working for the ANC stationed in Lusaka, right? You need people to think in a similar fashion and then to help each other along the way. Like, yo, man, let's do this, let's do that. Because it doesn't help for a Trevor to be like, okay, I'm holding down South Africa, things are maybe going okay here. And then Anele is busy messing things up in Kenya.
But how do you know that everything is going to stabilize at the same time as well? Because each different region is going to come against different resistance.
You're 100%. It won't stabilize at the same time. But you will start working towards the goal at around about the same time.
I do think there is some merit to this because if you think about every conflict and every negotiation that happens around the world, many of them are thrown off by a regime change at the wrong time.
Yes.
Right? So Israel-Palestine is a good example. Some of the most progress they ever made was thrown off by an Israeli election that all of a sudden there was a new leader who's like, actually,
with new ideas.
Everything you were agreeing to, I don't care about it, and we're starting again. Trump is a great example. As America was, Joe Biden was like, I'm doing this. And then even the other way, by the way, when Joe Biden came in after Trump, it throws everything off.
But what's to say that it doesn't matter about the timing that we're all getting a new leader at the same time. Maybe I come in and I don't agree with what has been happening in this country.
But what Caesar's saying is that you don't agree. But Caesar's saying you don't agree at the same time, at least.
Yeah.
We all start.
And also, we just have elections. It's not to say that just because there are elections, we're going to change. We may have elections that decide we're keeping Anele for another 5 years or however long the term is, right? Also, your people get to decide. So, the majority wins, but winner takes all. Like the Electoral College, right? So, even if you win by 51%, now you got to be a dictator. The other 49 can go jump.
This is what you're adding to your thing?
Yes.
That I agree with.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you've got my attention.
So, if you win by 51%, now everybody's got to roll with you. There's none of this every time you got to put this thing to a referendum. You lost, bro. So now take your L, swallow these stones, let's go.
Sometimes, and I think this of South Africa at times, that we just do need a little bit of a dictatorship going. Just a little one.
Think
not
about
a big
it.
one.
The
Not a
Electoral
big
College
one.
works exactly that way.
Not a big one.
The
a little
Electoral
one.
College
I'm
works
watching this
exactly
picture of the two of you being like, come on, Trevor, just a little dictatorship.
Just a little bit.
Come on, just a tip. So you are all in on an election on one day and the winners take it all?
Yes.
I just want to throw one thing here just to confirm before I vote on your measure. Do the winners in your system have the right to say that there's no more elections going forward?
No.
Okay.
No.
What's the main thing that you think this will fix, though?
The progress will move a lot quicker, and it will fix the idea of progress well, not necessarily progress, but the timing issue. A lot of what we have is also just the timing issue, which you've already mentioned.
Countries starting at a different time, wrong time.
100%.
Yeah. We don't get to start on negotiations at the same time.
And also, here's one very important factor that people don't consider. Each era requires a different type of leadership.
But then who decides that it is now time for a different type of leadership?
So I can only give you the opportunity. The people actually decide. So what will happen is, on aggregate, the people will elect the people that they think they need the most. Then I'll say, okay, this country has decided. This country can go left. That country can go right. But they're all going to go wherever they need to go at that time.
I'm not, when you started, I was a solid no, but you're
making sense.
No. I mean, look, sense is the one thing you always make. The thing I worry most about is like feasibility. But sense, yes.
No, it's not feasible.
You're going to be the first person who's ever argued against themselves.
Talk myself out of the world.
Let's go.
Talk myself out of the W.
Let's go.
Okay, so if you look at game theory.
Game theory.
Yes. Basically, there are certain models that help us determine what human behavior is likely to tell us and do, right? So I'll use the stag theory for one. If us three decide that we're going to go hunting, and we can either go hunting for a stag. If we get a stag, we are all going to eat.
Yeah.
So much so that we're going to be full and there's going to be meat left over. But the tools for us to be able to hunt a stag are very particular tools. When we leave the house, we need to decide.
We're taking stag tools.
Yeah. Or we can all go hunt for rabbits. Now, all three of us need to contribute to be able to get the stag. But if you want to go hunt a rabbit, you can do it by yourself.
And you eat it by yourself.
Yeah. You almost guarantee that you will catch a rabbit if you go hunt for a rabbit.
Okay.
But a rabbit will just feed you for maybe half a day. Then you go catch another rabbit.
Yeah.
But if we decide we get a stag and we catch a stag, wow, we're going to be chilling.
It's bountiful.
Yes.
And so what does game theory suggest? What happens?
We all start from different houses and we can't communicate which tools we're going to take. We agree, that we're going to go hunt for a stag.
Yeah.
Then you go sleep at home. While you're sleeping, Trevor goes, I don't know if Caesar's really going to hunt for a stag with me. Because if I just go and hunt for a rabbit, I'm guaranteed I'm going to eat. However, if I think we're hunting for a stag and Caesar doesn't play with me, we're all going to starve.
We're all going to starve.
Humans, because they act in their own best interest, will most likely all go for a rabbit.
But is that true though? Is that how society...
Yes.
If you think about it, right? Think of tribes, think of cultures, think of everything. That goes against game theory in a way.
No, we're hopeful. So, again, between us three, you may take it for a given that we'll all go hunt for a stag.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's emotions involved with us. We're all friends. If I say I'm going to bring another guy, we don't know. He's a part of us now.
Now there's a problem.
You see?
Yes.
Because it's a trust thing.
It is a trust thing.
It's a
trust
thing.
And that's how society works.
Okay, but now,
trust yourself.
But now let's bring it back to, so why do you think that'll hurt your voting system?
Because inevitably it means that this system will break down at some point.
And what do you think will break down in it?
As the monarch, may give an instruction and these prime ministers or presidents may go against my instruction.
No, you rule the world. You're thinking too hard.
No, but they may go, actually, it's just Caesar.
No. You rule the world. You can't doubt yourself, bro.
Look at royal families.
No, I'm not doubting myself. I'm doubting humans, actually. Anela's not convinced yet.
I'm absolutely not convinced. You are starting to make sense now about humans acting in self-interest.
Yeah.
And this is why I don't think your theory would work. It's because sooner or later, people like power. No one's going to want to let go of power regardless of what other countries are doing. And actually, that's when we will start fighting with other countries. That's how world wars happen, because we just start fighting with other countries because we don't agree on how we should all be doing things.
So tell me, how do you think you can work with this? Because I've also got another way to mitigate this idea.
I can't work with it. It doesn't work at all.
Okay, just to say it doesn't work at all. Come
on. No, it doesn't work.
No, but wait.
Even the broadcaster in me is like, CNN can't keep up with all these elections at the same time, Caesar.
But that's a good thing.
What do you mean that's a good thing?
We don't care about the broadcasters. This is about democracy. We're like, I can't believe that you literally just went, wait.
And if anything,
I know that the world is at stake. But guys, what about CNN?
Yes.
You literally brought CNN. You brought CNN up when we're talking about the fate of the world.
Yes, because somebody has to report on it, guys.
No, why?
Because somebody has to know what's happening.
Why?
How are these countries
Hold
going
on,
to know?
let me get it.
No, but wait.
You know who'll cover these elections?
Who?
They'll be covered locally.
Yes.
By who? By
the 947 of the world.
No, but guys, also, we are people.
You have to know what's happening in the other countries, this way.
No, we
No,
don't.
you don't actually. You can just text each other.
This is the beauty. This is the beauty of the system. Every country takes care of its own.
You know what Caesar is doing?
Yes, but how would you know if the other countries sticking to the rules?
So, Anele, can I tell you what Caesar is doing? As you both know, I'm a big fan of football, as Americans say, soccer. And on the final day of the Premier League in England, a lot of leagues do this around the world. What they started doing is they started saying that every game on the final day is played at the exact same time. So every other week, games are staggered so that you can watch all the games and you can see who won, and then you play the next game. But what they realized at some point was, on the final day, there are teams who will play a certain way because they already know a result has gone in a direction that suits them.
Oh.
You see? So they would go, if we win this game, our rivals who are playing another game actually benefit. So we should lose this game to hurt our rivals because they're in a lower position on the table than we are. So then they realize, no, every game must play at exactly the same time so that you don't know how your fate is going to affect the other or be affected by the other.
The bookies must hate that.
I mean, I think they love it actually because it's chaos. Bookies love chaos. Right? But the thing it's done, to Caesar's point, is it's made it that everyone just has to focus on their game. You can't play your game based on another game. And so what Caesar is basically saying is, you shouldn't have your election in your country based on another country. And in fact, let's be honest, let's think about it. America has an outsized influence on other countries' elections, but they don't really have an outsized influence on the effect inside your country. Do you get what I'm saying? There are many countries in the world who will vote a certain way because of the vibe that America's putting out. And that may not be in the best interests of the country if they voted blindly. An example, you won't be able to be like, oh, we saw what happened with Brexit. What do we think in America? No, it's like it's all happening at once. We all walk out of our doors the next day and we're like, how? You did that. And now we're in.
Okay.
So that's what he's saying.
Any more questions?
No.
Because I've got so many more answers.
I mean, I don't
How long have you been thinking about this?
About ruling the world.
Yeah.
Caesar wakes up every day thinking this. Every single day, Caesar. Caesar asks himself, he goes like, why don't I rule the world? That's what he asks himself every day when he wakes up.
That's what he's asking ChatGPT.
That's every day.
Why don't I rule the world?
ChatGPT asks him.
You know I still don't have ChatGPT?
Really?
I believe that because you are ChatGPT. Why would an AI use an AI?
I've always felt like it's cheating.
Because you're an AI.
Just, man, what happened to intrinsic knowledge? Just work with what you got, bro.
No, bro, but
I feel like people are doping now.
Where did you get it, this knowledge?
From a book.
Yeah, but this is like a book.
So that's ChatGPT.
But it's not an open book test.
See, this
That's
guy.
life, bro.
Study before the test.
Don't get distracted by this guy. Are you ready to vote?
Yeah.
So we're voting. I vote for Caesar's amendments.
Do I get to vote?
No, you can't vote.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a stalemate then.
Yeah, then you lose. That's how it works on this show.
You didn't say that. Is that your I rule the world?
No. That's how it works.
No, man.
No, that is exactly how it works.
No, can I tell you?
No.
No. I'm pretty. I just need more explanations. Maybe just like on a granular level.
Okay, explain to me how this idea is worse than what we currently have.
She wants CNN to be able to cover. You lost Anele when you said CNN can't cover elections. The broadcaster in her got so hurt.
It's because you make it seem like it's going to be so easy. Things are going to happen and then it's going to be smooth sailing. But as we've seen with countries and elections, it is really the most tumultuous time of any country.
And Caesar wants it tumultuous
Don't
all
get
at
me
once.
wrong. I'm not saying everything is going to be solved by this. I'm just saying it's just a better system than what we currently have. That's all it is. I'm not saying we're not going to solve every problem with this. Dude, there are plenty of problems. But it definitely is an improvement from what we have.
Caesar's basically saying, sometimes you go to a party and then people get drunk at different times in the night. Caesar's like, everyone's getting drunk at the same time.
Okay.
You're all getting wasted if there's a fight, everyone's fighting.
I hate that I'm now convinced using a drunk theory.
Because she knows there's gonna be a moment where there's peak enjoyment for everybody.
Yes.
Or peak chaos.
Yeah.
Because you see, the other argument is, if you go to a party and people get staggered, it is nice to have a few sober people to be like, hey man, you've had too much. and then other people to be drunk and make the party move. That's where Anele is.
But hold on. So let me explain that, right? So let's say it goes peak chaos.
Yeah.
Right? You know what's worse than peak chaos? Staggered chaos.
You think so?
Yes. Try to break up a fight here, and then as soon as you're done breaking up this fight, then another one breaks out. Then another one breaks out. Rather, there's one huge fight. Then when the guys are done, you go, okay, now let's go clean the blood.
So when everyone has killed each other.
Yes, essentially.
Because that's what
That is peak chaos.
That's peak
Guys,
chaos.
it's not possible for everybody to kill each other.
Okay, one
The
person will
weak
be standing.
dies. If anything, this theory just gets better and better.
I might want to go back
I'm
and change
voting
my
against
vote.
it.
You're voting against
I'm
it?
voting against it.
All right,
No,
Sizwe.
sorry.
But why are you voting against it?
No, exactly that. The weak die. Sizwe, that's
Oh, you've got an allegiance to weakness now. Is that what you're saying?
No, but I'm just saying that you cannot have a chaotic system everywhere in the world. So everywhere there's war. Everywhere there's fighting.
That's a worst case scenario. It will never happen like that.
No, but that's not how the game works. You can't be like, well, on the best case scenario, my
It's
stuff will
unlikely
work.
to happen like that because this theory is based on majority ruling.
We
And
can't get-
generally, people are scared of the majority.
Yes, but once again, the majority themselves can also fight amongst each other. So you thinking that just because the majority rules and it's going to be fine,
fair.
nothing's going to happen. But now, once we're done winning and now we are the 51%, that then becomes 100% in charge of everything. We're going to start fighting inside that 51%
But
because inherently humans want power.
Sounds like you're still a no.
No, wait. Forget. You still haven't explained to me how the status quo is better at mitigating that than my system, though.
As in what's currently happening now?
Yes.
No, that wasn't my job to explain that. I know things are not going well, but your system is definitely not better.
Sorry.
It's way better.
Sorry, Sizwe. This is how it works.
You're a hater. But it's fine.
All that matters.
Single Anele would have voted for this.
No.
Wow.
Shit's changed. Okay? Shit's changed.
All right.
Oh, man.
Okay, well, Sizwe, I'm sorry. I'm familiar with the feeling you have right now. I've never won an If I Ruled the World.
Yeah, because your ideas were just horrible.
Who's the hater now?
I'm just saying.
Wow,
My
bro.
ideas are great.
We're going to continue this conversation right after this short break.
Let's hear yours.
Okay, Anele,
If I ruled the world, I actually have two, and I always have two. So the
but
other
just
one,
pick your best one.
okay, my best one. If I ruled the world, everyone, and I mean everyone, would have to live 10 minutes from where they work. Max.
10 minutes by car, by train, by bus, by walking,
So
by...
it's by everything. So I'd find that every single country has to have such a great public service transport system.
Yeah.
That it doesn't matter where you work, but you have to live 10 minutes away.
Have to live 10 minutes.
Yes.
So no one can live more than 10
Well,
minutes
if you
away.
want to, that's really up to you. But I just feel that life would be easier if everyone's commute to work was shorter.
I mean, I'm with you.
No, but now you're giving
In
us like
theory, in theory, it
an
makes
easy
sense.
system.
Oh, much. So
In theory, it makes sense, but it's not practical at all.
Oh, really?
No.
Mr. Since when did
Wait,
you come
but I want to know. Wait.
practicality?
I want to know more the whys.
Yeah.
Let's go to the whys before we. So why?
Because I find that most people, and this is obviously not the higher echelon that can take helicopters to work, right?
Yes, yeah.
Well done to them. But I find that most people who are just working, middle class people who are just working,
Mm-hmm.
which is most of the world, they're spending so much on getting to work that it literally then cuts your budget in terms of things that you could do for your family.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you're 100% correct.
If ideally is that no one should be spending any money to get to work.
Not even money, just the time.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait. Are you saying time or money?
Both, Galogo. Time is money. Can't win it. Have you never worked the streets?
That is funny.
Have I never worked the streets?
Yes.
Time
my
is-
time as a gigolo, of course.
Time is money. I don't think time matters to me as much as
The money.
the money, where you should not have to pay anything to get to work.
So which one are you going for? Are you charging? Are you amending your 10-minute rule to a money thing?
I'm not putting it in the front line.
That is funny.
there in
No,
the
but I
list
need to
of
know what your
things.
rule is so I can.
You said I
can
can't
vote
have
for
two
it.
rules.
No, but
Can I have
just
two
know-
rules here?
I just need to know what the rule is.
You rule the world.
You rule the world, so I need to know
Okay.
what the rule
Therefore,
is.
okay.
Please, can I help you fix your world?
No, wait! Don't mansplain her world,
You
Sizwe.
do.
No, I'm not mansplaining.
You
you.
are.
mansplaining
I'm
her
just
world.
trying to help.
No,
I'm
you're
trying
mansplaining
to
her
Trevor
I want to
fix it.
hear what Anile's world is.
That you should not have to pay to go to
And
work.
then let's just make a world where people teleport to work.
This guy's mansplaining a world. No.
No, I'm not mansplaining it. Just have
are.
them teleport to work.
Anile, don't let him pressure
the
you.
distance and the time doesn't matter.
Anile,
No, but
Don't-
isn't,
I wanna-
isn't
I wanna know what your
teleporting
world is.
like the stuff that only happens in the movies? You
It's
go
your
like this
world.
and you're at work.
It's your world.
No, I don't want that.
Okay, so
You must have some sort of commute.
so you want people to commute.
Yeah, there
okay,
must be some sort of
I'm
commute.
drilling down on this, so
Yeah,
I like this. So
yeah.
you don't want to eliminate the commute,
Yeah.
okay? But you don't want people to spend more than a certain amount. So does the
No,
time?
they
the
mustn't
time?
spend any money.
No money.
Yeah, no
time.
money. 10 minutes max.
Okay, so 10 minutes and no cost.
Yeah.
Whew.
Okay, that's fine then. That works. This is as good as teleporting.
Okay, now here's what I worry about. What are you going to do when your cities and systems grow to the point where it can't sustain? Because like you can only do.
I just said that.
I'm asking it as a question, Sizwe. It's a question, Sizwe.
Okay. Then you transfer to another company, guys, where you're doing the same thing.
So I've got to move now. Yeah. Bruh, you know how much I like my house. You see now, you're falling apart.
No, I'm not falling apart.
Yeah, but Sizwe has raised a good question.
Yeah.
What you're moving us now to another place where we're 10 minutes away.
Ask your question again so I can. Because I interrupted you whilst you were asking your question.
At some point,
Yeah.
just you're going to reach capacity. It's inevitable, right? Because at some point a city has to expand. It cannot go up forever. Even if it did, your elevators would now, you know what I mean?
Got
Your
you.
elevator bill would be your commute.
Got you.
Okay, so
Got you.
at some point the city has to expand. There's going to be some sort of sprawl. Once that happens, people are now outside of the distance that you've set or the pricing that you've set.
Mm-hmm.
So you then said people must now do what?
So what? People are going to move out because.
I'm asking you. I don't make the rules in your world. I just want to know what you're doing.
No.
Because now, okay, Anile,
No, but now you guys are asking things that doesn't make sense.
you've been to Brazil,
Yes, I have. Sao Paulo.
Sao Paulo.
Yes.
Have you seen the traffic in Sao Paulo?
No, I didn't. It was an F1 weekend, so I didn't get to experience any of the hardships of the traffic.
Oh, 'cause
I've experienced Lagos traffic though.
Lagos,
Okay.
Sao Paulo,
Even Kenya in the afternoon.
Delhi. Let me tell you something. No, forget this. You see, like Kenya in the afternoon, there's places I've been to where there's only traffic. Like, it's just perpetual.
Okay.
Perpetual. And most of those places are densely populated, and there's just no way for there to not be any type of.
LA even.
Yeah, it's just
Then you should be
congestion.
allowed to say, okay, guys, no one's allowed to move to LA anymore. Okay, now
Wow,
move
okay.
somebody else. There, move somewhere else.
So you're shutting
we are
cities
done.
down.
Yes, we're done here. We've reached maximum capacity.
So my family can't move here now because
Well, if your family wasn't in from the beginning, that's it. Because we also have to factor in the fact that people in here are going to have families.
What happens if you get married, Miss Wife?
Yes, Kalung Didi, when you're inside here, this is it.
So
It's done.
your marriage, your partner, you could only meet people from your city then.
There we go.
Highly incestuous.
Yeah,
I mean,
once we're
it's
in here,
falling
we're in
apart.
here.
once we're in, we're in.
Once you're in here, you're in here, okay? And Mr. Economist over here, you must do that thing where there's like a little bit of fat. You have room for fat. Okay? You have room for fat. And then it's like, okay, if there are 5 million people in here, let's allow that
It can grow
it
too.
can grow too.
Whew. You know what's funny is, and I mean, this is something I love about like all policies and ideas in the world. This started as a very liberal, beautiful idea.
Yes. And then reality sets in.
And then it slowly moved into like a nationalist,
Dictatorship,
like
which I'm
Wait.
not a fan of.
That's how cities are formed, generally, fairly.
yeah, but they don't say you can't move in and you can't move.
No, they don't say
I mean,
that,
that's an extreme.
Yes, you can definitely move out.
To where? The other cities are also full.
No, well, not all of them are full.
Why are they not full?
Then-
Why are they not full?
Job is a job.
Yes, so we go there and your people must start developing, making some.
So you're going to
No,
say
you're placing a huge burden on us right now.
Oh, how much less than the burden that we placing on one city?
I'm sorry. I think I'd rather be in traffic for an hour than to have to. fix
Okay,
economies now,
wait.
bro.
So, okay, here's a question. What if you're like a taxi driver or an Uber driver? You work in transportation.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're limiting how much people can earn from that drive or that distance.
Because the distance.
Yeah.
Yes, but that means you guys are always going to be busy.
Oh, but just doing a lot of...
How are we going
instead of doing
for
10
free?
trips, instead of doing 10 trips that are 50Ks and 80Ks,
Yeah,
you're going
yeah.
to do 110K trips, guys. You
And who's
guaranteed
paying us?
payment.
Is it free?
Yes.
Who's paying us?
So the government is paying?
I'm in charge. I'm paying for it.
Okay, so government pays for transport.
Yes.
Doesn't
So
matter
you
what
got
the
enough
transport
money
is.
to do this.
Yes.
Okay, no,
But why don't you just give people money? Why do
no,
you need to
that's
work?
not how it
For
works.
what?
No, Caesar, that's not how it works. If I
Yeah.
rule the world, you can't say, why don't they do another rule?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I have a question for you. Your government is paying everyone for transport. What if people then... So I'll tell you a little fun story this happened in Nigeria. Uber, the company we're all familiar with, went from country to country trying to grow its operations. One of the things it did that was particularly ingenious and sinister at the same time was they gave incentives to drivers in all of these countries to drive for Uber by giving them bonuses. So they said, if you agree to drive for Uber and you pick somebody up from, let's say, an airport where we really need drivers, we'll give you a bonus. So we'll give you like double the amount of the fare that it would normally be. And they did this in almost every country.
Is that sustainable?
It's not supposed to be. The only thing they were trying to do is establish themselves in the markets and get a stranglehold on it so that like taxis and all these other industries wouldn't
Get
be able to
crowded
compete.
out.
Exactly. So they get crowded out, right? Now, it worked in most places. In Nigeria, however, Nigerian taxi drivers and Uber, like people who had cars, they did the calculation and realized that they could make money but not really have to drive anybody. So what Uber drivers in Nigeria did was they signed up to be Uber drivers. They then called themselves from the airport, picked up nobody from the airport, drove themselves back into the city, and then got the bonus amount, which paid
So
for
you're
the
making,
gas.
yes.
And then they took themselves back to the airport to get another fare that was a bonus.
Because if it's a bonus, then you're just living off the bonus.
And they were making so much money doing this that Uber cancelled the scheme for the whole world.
Man,
basically,
Nigerians are so
Bruh.
genius, bro.
kudos to Nigeria.
All the
because
time.
Uber was scamming, and then Nigeria was like, you want to scam? You want to scam?
You came to the head office.
Well, I'm going to show you something. And Nigeria taught Uber a lesson. Now, I'm not saying that will or won't happen, but what I worry about in your system is you're saying transport is free. How are you going to ensure that like the people who are doing transport don't just transport for the sake of transport now?
Because you're working with people who are working, right? So it is the onus is also on the person who's been transported to show where they're working. It's like it's school
Like you have
bus.
to- you have to
Remember,
prove.
yes. Remember when
So
you
you
were
have
a
to prove
kid.
to your taxi driver that you're going to a job.
But all of that will be factored in by companies. It's much like companies will subsidize things. You know how companies subsidize things, or you have a company car or company
Yeah.
petrol card, and you must write how far you went. That's fine. That's all admin. You file that all under admin.
It seems like a very admin-heavy system you've created.
What world isn't?
No, but like yours is like particularly...
Yes, but you're getting free transport. I don't think you should mind clogging in when you're getting free transport. I'm doing you a favor here.
When you started,
Yeah.
like most ideas,
sounded like a good
it was
idea.
really beautiful. As we've gone down this journey, I'm picturing living in Anele's world.
Not a bad
You get
place
out of
to
your
live.
house, and then you get into your transport, you clock in. Transport has proof of work, please.
Yes.
Proof of work. What if you're just going like fun places?
Then pay for yourself.
Oh, this is interesting that you've said this.
That's your recreational things.
Okay, so now, I don't know that this is true, but what might happen, and our AI colleague over here will confirm or deny. I think what might happen is, if your system pays for people to go to work, but people have to pay for themselves to go to like entertainment. First of all, you'll have to prove that the people for work are going there not for entertainment, but also the market for entertainment could become more valuable than the work markets. And then people would go, I only want to drive for the entertainment market, not for the work market. Like if I'm a taxi driver and I get paid by the government to drive people to work, but then Caesar wants to go to the club. Now I go, Caesar, I already have a fare. It's taking this person to work. Caesar goes, I'll pay you double
But
because I'm
that's-
paying.
In all fairness, though, to defend Anela's system, You live 10 minutes away from work. Even if there are no cars to take you to work, walk to work.
Yeah, but that can't be a 10-minute walk. Guys, I don't know if you know how transportation works.
No, she said 10 minutes. She didn't say 10 minutes walking or driving.
Yes, but it can't be the same. It can't be 10 walk, 10... Do you use Google Maps? Every time you change them, it's going to change.
Okay, 10 walking.
Don't change it, because if you say 10, don't let him trap you, Anele.
No. This was never asked of me. This would be the first time I'm giving
That's what I'm
my
saying. She
answer.
didn't say.
Great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's 10 walking.
Oh, it's 10 walking. So the whole city's 10 walking.
Yeah.
Your whole city's 10 walking.
Yeah.
Okay.
But don't get distracted from the entertainment point that you were making.
No. I want to
Yeah.
go back now to
Yeah.
10 walking.
So now we walk to work.
Everyone.
And we drive to party.
Everyone works 10 minutes from...
Yeah.
What if I don't want to live where my work is in that way?
That's fine. She said that's fine.
That's up to you. If you want to move further
You opted
away,
out of
you
that.
opted out. So for instance, once again, let's say you have a company car allowance of $30,000, right? And you're just like, no, I don't want to drive a Prius. I want to drive an X5. That's great. You're still going to get your 30,000 from us. But everything else, you can then top yourself up, right? So we're saying here,
There's something we're missing here. Everyone works 10 minutes
I'll be
from
a
work.
business person in this world and I'm going to make gazillions.
How are you going to do
How?
that?
I've just thought of so many loopholes, but carry on.
No, this is why.
this is why, Kaluk, you must poke balls.
No, it's not a wrong thing. Keep your world. I'm just make money in your world.
I've never encountered somebody like this. This guy is not even trying to help. He's going
He's going to actually vote for me.
to
on
vote for
purpose.
you
Yeah.
so that he can make money in a theoretical world. See, there's something truly wrong with you. So, okay, all I worry about, Anele, is I can see the system crumbling somehow, because 10 minutes for everyone means somebody's not where they want to be 10 minutes from. Because not everyone can be
That's
10 minutes
fine.
from...
Then
No,
that's
I'm saying they
you.
can't be, even if they want to be. You reach capacity at some point.
Yes, but I told you, then it goes to another place. Then we build there, and then so that we can create 100 New
But my
Yorks.
friends are
Then you make friends. Excuse me, you left us in South Africa.
I didn't leave you.
You did.
I didn't leave you, Anele. I didn't leave you.
Yes. Don't be like your friends are here. We were your friends. We were here. And you left.
I didn't leave you, Anele.
No.
I didn't leave you.
Come to that.
Guys, there was a white genocide in this country. I'm half white.
And I'm light skinned.
I'm half white, guys. I had to choose. I wasn't sure what you guys were going to do with me. What I'm saying is, it's...
Perhaps what I'm saying is you have to go and create
I love the
a
sentiment.
lot of Johannesburgs, a lot of Lagos,
You're making many
New
cities.
Yorks, and all of that. You can't just bank on the fact that only one city is the one that's going to take all of the strain. Everybody's going to flock to the city.
Yeah.
Develop other cities so that we can all be like that.
I'm ready to vote.
I'm also ready to vote. I'll be very lenient on you.
No, don't be.
No, I mean,
I'm not your charity case.
I'll drive you to work. Look, I know what you mean well, so I'll adopt it.
What? Yeah. This guy wants to make money in your fictitious... This guy's... he's being so transparent.
After we vote, I want to know how he's going to make money from my system. But after we vote, so you're voting for me.
Yeah, I'll vote.
I really can't believe this, guys.
Thank you.
What are you doing
I
there?
genuinely can't believe
He's asking
this.
ChatGPT.
I genuinely can't believe
He's asking
this.
ChatGPT if my way of ruling the world is viable.
can't
Guys,
believe
it's
this.
viable. Trust me.
It's not about viability. I just can't believe Caesar is going to vote yes because he wants to make business in a fictitious world. So I'm going to vote no.
Why?
The reason I'm voting no, I love the sentiment. I love the feeling behind your idea, by the way, because I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's unfair that some people spend a disproportionate amount of their income on getting to work and getting back from work, because then they're not reaping the benefits of work the same way somebody who lives close to work does. So the idea behind
The
it...
benefits of their salary, bruh.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, the benefits of it.
Okay.
Like, we both earn 1,000, but I spend 500 getting to and back from work, means you have more of your 1,000 than I do. Your sentiment, I'm completely for. As is often the case on If I Ruled the World, it's not that we disagree with the sentiment, it's the
rollout.
The rollout that worries us. I worry that if you create a hard rule of 10 minutes from work, very quickly we reach capacity. Very quickly people, as you said, get kicked out to go and have to build new cities somewhere else.
Yeah.
I think this creates an imbalance now.
If I remove the 10-minute rule,
are you saying you're willing to amend it and say, in your world, just no one would pay to go to work?
Exactly. So if what you were saying is, if all get paid $1,000, right?
Yeah, no one pays to go to work.
Yes.
In your world.
Yes. And it doesn't matter what type of work.
I can vote yes for that.
Yeah, that's a yes. That's a clean yes.
Okay, thank you.
It's definitely a better world than what we have now.
No,
for sure.
I vote yes for that.
Thank you.
Oh, well done, Anele. Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh my word. It's such a moment.
That is fine.
It really is. Well done.
Why do I win?
No, you've won.
Oh,
What you've won is that you've won.
I thought there was just like a tangible prize.
Don't go anywhere, because we got more What Now after this.
Let's hear your one.
Okay.
There he goes.
All right.
We're going to be taking a poo and something.
Wow, Sizwe. This is how you see me.
It's definitely something like, hey, your thoughts are this while you take a shower.
Because can I just go back to your other "If I Ruled the World" before you present
I don't
us with
think
a
that's
new one?
necessary, because I already lost.
Okay.
I think this is
No,
painful.
give him this one. Let's give him this one.
Okay.
Okay. So if I ruled the world, nobody would know who their child was.
What?
Wait, let me explain.
Oh, damn.
So wait. So if I ruled the world,
No.
listen.
I told you. See,
Wait.
It's worse than taking a poo.
Wait.
I'd rather our poo speak to us.
Wait, guys. No, guys. You know what, guys? So if I ruled the world,
Yeah.
no one would know who their child is. So what I mean by this is, we would develop a system where you could still have sex, everyone would do their thing. In our world, what would happen is, when you are ready to be pregnant, you would come to like the Ministry of Pregnancy, and there's no qualifications, no nothing, no money, no nothing. We'd even come to you. It's not a transport thing. You can apply online. If you don't have internet, we'll help, whatever. Don't worry about all those things. But you come to us, you say like, we want to have a child. We approve you. There's no questions or anything. We approve you. And then we impregnate the woman, and then you have the child. But now the child can come from anywhere. So you could have a white baby, you could have Chinese baby. It doesn't matter. But it just comes from
Baby
you.
good at maths.
Yeah, your baby just comes out. Swaba! And then but nobody knows where the baby did or didn't come from. And there's no way to find out in my world. There's no DNA testing. There's none of that.
Do you have parents in your world?
No, yeah, it's the same way we live
It's
now.
the people
it's
who went to go ask for the baby.
Nobody knows who their kid is what I'm saying. Like nobody.
Okay.
Nobody.
Not
What
outrageous.
what is it that you're hoping to achieve with this? One, I can see obviously the supply of kids would even be evenly distributed, which is fine.
Okay, so there's a few things. Number one, the most important thing is, I think, while admirable in its initial idea, I don't think bloodlines are as important as we think they are.
I agree.
Okay. When we were starting off farming and all of this, that's really where you can trace a lot of like the ideas of marriage that we have. Like now, you can trace it back to that. People started farming, and then all of a sudden it became more important to build out the people who are going to be farming with you and owning that farm with you. So then you went, well, who are my offspring? Before that, a lot of tribes just were like, yeah, man, babies are babies. They're the babies of the tribe. It's everyone's baby. Now you're like, no, but it's my farm. Who gets my farm? Who works on it? My children from my wife. Women were property, children were property, right? I think we've kept a lot of that. And I think what it's created is a world where people now think of what should or shouldn't be done in the world based on who is or isn't connected or related to them. Right? Now, I don't think people are evil. I just think this is a natural evolution of human beings. So white people will team up with white people. Black people might be forced to team up with black people because they haven't really been given an option. So we don't know what black people will or won't do. For the most, we haven't really seen in the world. But what I would love to see is a world where it sort of disentangles your parents and your bloodline from your opportunities or not in life. And I think it could create a world where people are less tied to my kids, because your kid could be like anywhere in a weird way. You might even bump into someone and be like, yo, man, you look exactly like me.
Okay, that's the weird part. But otherwise, I agree with everything
So
you're saying.
that's like one part of it. And then the other part, the reason I say like applications for being pregnant is because we'd be leading in science and stuff. I think a lot of people struggle to get pregnant and they fight. And then there's a lot of people who don't struggle at all. They just meet each other on one random night and now they have a kid. They didn't want to have the kid. Now the kid lives a life that it doesn't need to. So I'm trying to create a system where the ones who want get, the ones who don't want don't have. And then we just like mix it up and we spin things around and it's random. Do you know what I mean?
There was a tribe like that somewhere in Africa. So I'm not going to say where, but it kind of took away the pressure around when a couple cannot conceive. Right? It's like, oh, I'm barren or, you're infertile and all of that. Whereas it would be huts in this big village, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And just every night, a man would go and then on the door, no, this is kind of occupied type of thing, right? And we have intercourse with each other because we're a tribe. And if people are pregnant, like you say, you give birth and the baby belongs to the tribe. The baby doesn't belong to the parents.
Yes.
And I'm not sure, maybe the Zulu culture, if you are having issues to conceiving as a child, your brother must step in.
Wait, really?
Not must.
Not must.
So
No, but no. I mean, this is like
there's something called ungena, right?
Yeah.
So ungena
which means to get in.
Yeah.
Yes.
But essentially what it means is, let's say, for example, Anele was married to my brother.
Yeah.
Right? And my brother either passed away or wasn't able to have kids for whatever reason, right? Then Anele can just come into my household.
Wow.
Because the child would still be a
A
Lomo.
family member.
Right? So there we go. So that's why I'm saying I don't
Obviously,
hate...
not every family practices this.
Yeah.
No, but
that
yeah.
is part of
I think it's a great idea.
This is why I'm saying I don't hate your idea, because it's exactly that. We've just gotten to a place where people are very individualistic. Like everything's about me.
Yes.
I'm an individual. It's my wife, my children, my cars, my house, and all of that.
Yes.
But back then with this tribe, and I'll have to research it because I did read up about it, is that what they knew is that this child is of the tribe. So this child just belongs here.
And what I also want is, in my dream world, I'm sure there would be a few problems that might be introduced. I don't know what they'd be. Sizwe will tell me. But
Your dream world would be like Japan, but carry on.
No. What I would love to do is, it would be, because culture would still be a thing, obviously. But tying race to outcomes, I think, would be greatly diminished. So there would be a Xhosa Chinese kid now. Because it's like, yeah, you're just Xhosa. And the thing I like about culture in that way versus like race is that you can opt into culture in a way that you can't with race. You can marry into a Xhosa family.
Yeah.
You can marry into a Zulu family.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? You can adopt a culture in a way that you can't with race, because race is exclusionary. It's like, this is your race, buddy.
This is how you're born. This is you.
Not only we are saying that this is you forever. You are Indian, you are Chinese, you are black, you are this, you are this, you are this. But with culture, you'd be able to be like, no, I am whatever.
I like what your idea aims to achieve.
But
I worry that human nature would just mean that more people would opt out of being parents.
Oh, interesting. Say more.
So, for the same reason that you mentioned, there's actually no other reason to be a parent except a selfish reason.
Okay.
There's no other reason. So people speak of legacy, people speak about, I want to carry on my bloodline. People speak about, I want to see myself in this kid, and they'd have none of that in your world. And so what I think they would eventually do is they'll just be like, hey, you guys can raise other people's kids if you want. I'd rather keep my money for myself and my wife, and I'm out.
Yeah, but they're going to die out at some point, and then the money goes somewhere.
People will die anyway.
No, but think about it. I hear you.
Yeah.
But my response to them would be, yes, you're going to die out, and who are you going to leave the money to?
Yeah, people don't care.
It happens now anyway.
But that's fine, because that means that then they would die out as people, and their money would end up coming to the children of everyone.
But the issue is not the
take
money.
that
The
money-
issue is about people not having kids.
Don't you think it would average out, though? Because in any society, there are people who want, there are people who don't want. But the law of averages dictates that.
I don't believe it would average out.
You don't think so? You don't think...
Looking at human nature, and just look at, I use Japan for a reason,
Yes,
right?
go.
Because in Japan, the birth rate has been decreasing
Yeah.
steadily over the last 20 years.
Okay.
Right? And that's not even because of anything, but just because the Japanese government told them not to have as much sex. Don't procreate as much. And then people went so far there that it's at a point where the Japanese government is like, yo, hold on, maybe start having more, but now the behavioral patterns have changed.
Yeah, completely.
So
but now
this is I'm not saying, I don't know, I can't say for certain, but I do believe human nature would cause people not to want to raise other people's kids.
Now, my counter argument to you is, yes, Japan's population is declining, Africa's is increasing. So if we average it out over the whole world, Japan is going down, Africa's going up.
Yeah, but Africans are raising their own kids.
No, yeah, but everyone would be raising their own kids in my world. It's just
No,
they come from inside you. They're your kids.
Come on.
Wow.
As the only person here who has a child, right?
That you know of. Me and Caesar could be, you don't know.
No.
He's got a secret family, you don't know.
No.
Me and Nanele are sitting on one side for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is something about raising a child and then they do something or they say something, and that for that split moment, you're just like, oh my word, that is so me, or that is so your dad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think you'd be able to have that. And that little 1% of that happens makes the other 99% of parenting worth it, because parenting isn't fun.
I'm glad you said that.
No,
Thank you.
parenting is just not fun. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of anxiety, and everybody who's a parent is acting like they're okay, but we're not okay.
Thank you, Anele. Thank you for this. This is a truthful moment, everyone.
Is it beautiful? Yes.
Yes.
One. It's almost like training for the comrades or training for marathons.
Yeah.
Or training for whatever it is. Is that you're going to train for years and years, and then that moment of glory when you get that Olympic medal. That's 30 seconds on the podium. Your flag's up, well done, off you go, and you go and train for
But the rest of the time is torture.
Yeah, for the rest of the time,
Okay.
it's absolute torture. It's absolute torture. And under your ruling,
Yes.
in your world, you're taking away the 1% that makes the rest of it worth it.
Okay, I hear you, but you wouldn't know the 1% in my world, because nobody. Yeah, you might. You don't know, because remember, it's a lottery.
Can I
You
even
don't
ask
know.
it this way? What's the incentive to have a child in your world?
People want children all the time.
For what? They just eat your money, they in your space.
No, for real. Because we started off by saying
Yes.
there's only selfish reasons to have kids.
Yes,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying
Now
is,
you've taken away the selfish reason.
So-
People only have kids for selfless reasons. Yeah.
there are people all over the world right now
Yeah.
banging down the doors of clinics trying to get children.
Yes.
Right? This is throughout time. People have tried to get children.
Yes.
People want children.
Yes.
So the reason I think people would still want children is because, to your point, children are terrible, but they're meaningful. You know what I mean? So
Okay,
no. So listen, we've had the experience with you. You have given us the like before you had your son. I can unequivocally say I had zero interest in raising a young human being. These things were terrible, and there was no need for them to be in my life. Then you made one. I was introduced to him. We've spent time with him. Then I was like, wow, what a beautiful journey watching him evolve.
Because your
watching
entire
him
life
grow.
with Alak is the 1%.
Yeah, but no. I get that.
Yeah.
But my point is still, because I've seen that, I'm now more amenable to it. You get what I'm saying? So I'm saying people will still want to have kids because having children and raising children brings so much meaning and purpose to life that people would still want to do it.
Okay. So look at it as it is now.
And
right?
I think maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong, because I've never been pregnant, nor do I ever plan to be. The experience of it for many women, I've been told, is some have a terrible one, but others will tell you it's the most empowering and beautiful, and the feeling and the life inside of you. So I don't know. I think some women would be like, I do like being pregnant.
I love being pregnant.
There you go.
I really.
So in
but
my
also
world, you'd be pregnant.
And my pregnancy was easy. That's another thing. When I liked it, and you could eat what you want, and no one judges you, and
Yeah, you see?
and you can
People would
skip the
still-
line.
But the statement is incomplete.
Why?
Would she like being pregnant if you're going to snatch the baby away from you afterwards?
No.
For her never to see it again.
Whoa, no. I'm not doing it that way. And I'm not taking anyone's babies away. I'll never do that to people.
What do you mean not taking it? She's not going to get to raise the baby.
No, you are
I'm
going to get to raise
incepting.
your baby. What he's saying is that when it's time to get pregnant, you go to
Yes,
like a
you come to
central
us,
system,
and then we go-
impregnate you.
we impregnate
and it's not
you.
necessarily your husband or your
Yes.
partner's sperm.
Is that what you mean?
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
No, but not anonymous sperm bank.
It is.
No. Hey.
So I would know who the dad is.
Don't undermine my. This is terrible branding.
It's a sperm bank.
Hey, it's
Just
not
a high-end
It's
one.
not a
Okay.
sperm bank because the embryos are also coming from someone
Then
else.
the guys are going to opt
So
out.
I'm just opting in as an oven. I had no.
So she's raising her kid. I'm raising a random.
No, wait.
No, even the embryo. So all I'm being used is the oven, but I had no say in what went into the recipe.
No, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna. Whoever shouted that shit from the peanut gallery.
Yeah.
We were doing so well here.
Yeah.
No, we were
branding. This is why branding. This is why branding is so important. This is why branding is so important.
Yes.
Okay. In my world, we'll make it. Like, it's really going to be a beautiful experience. So you will come to the Ministry of Insemination. We're going to call it the Ministry of Life. Actually,
it sounds like a cult now, but carry on.
The Ministry of Life. You will come there, and we will be part of celebrating this thing that you wish to achieve, which is creating life. And it'll be like a honeymoon. We'll give you, champagne and caviar, everything that you want. You spend a wonderful night together. On that night, you know what I mean? We're going to set the scene, create the vibes.
Everyone in the world's getting caviar.
Yeah.
Forget that.
Caviar's
How
actually,
does she get impregnated,
wait,
bro?
Sizwe, she's listening right now. I'll handle you afterwards. Let me do one at a time here. So Anizi, you come there, everyone gets champagne, everyone gets caviar. Luther Vandross is playing Babyface. Babyface is playing. Everyone's enjoying themselves. Whatever you want that night to be, we will make it happen. And remember, the ministry has departments all over the world. So we're close to you, 10 minutes away. So you come there, you enjoy yourself, and then on that night, we inseminate you. Right? It's a very seamless process. It's not going to be like IVF is now. We've worked on the technology, but we inseminate you in that process. Okay?
Very
so
devil's advocate.
What happens is now in that night, you have been inseminated. You are now going to be pregnant. And then you're going to go off. And you and your partner or husband or friend or whoever you chose to do this with, you've done that night together.
So this baby is not 50% anyone's.
It's 50% you, for
It's
sure.
you and your partner, the same way another child is.
No,
it can't be the partner.
What do you mean?
Because the sperm came from anywhere.
Oh, yeah, the sperm and
it's 50% her.
The sperm,
not.
The sperm
said, I'm just carrying it,
and
but the
embryo
embryo's not mine.
come from anywhere. So you might bump into your own genes in the world. You never know.
Yeah, bro.
What I'm saying, though, is you will now walk away pregnant. And when your child is born, and they are your child.
Stop saying your child. They're not.
You just told me your brother. You just told me your brother can come and inseminate you. That's your child.
That's family,
yes,
bro.
That's family. We've got the same genes. We are family.
But in my world, do you understand that over time, genetically, we will all have the same genes, but diverse?
I have a 1 in 8 billion chance that I'm going to run into my child.
It's not 1 in 8 billion, actually.
Because
of your family.
Two, 8 billion.
No. But also, think of how your bloodline, if you traced your family tree as far back, you'd find that it's not 1 in 8 billion.
Okay.
With a little bit of incest, it could be more.
It's way more. So it's not.
I have less chance of running.
No, it's way higher. Way higher.
Oh, okay.
Way higher.
So
but also, do you want to spend your life searching for your child? What nonsense is this?
But guys, this is your child.
No, this
I'm
is
out.
a very separated.
I'm voting out of this nonsense.
So what's your concern here?
Everything, bro. What is
My
your
concern is
I'm not talking
you
to
are
you for a
literally
second.
taking everything away that makes parenting worth it. Now we just all
Okay, wait. I'm gonna throw something
we're on
at you.
a conveyor belt
Okay, I'm
now.
gonna throw something at you. And
Popping out babies
Sizwe,
like-
stop saying no for a second.
Yeah?
Just be open for a second. Have you heard stories of families who left the hospital with the wrong baby?
Yeah.
Yes.
Raised that baby,
Yes.
loved that baby.
Yes.
There was nothing wrong.
Yes.
And then found out when there was like an organ transplant or something that involved deep blood work that they weren't related to their own child.
Yes.
This is the first moment when families went, wait. And then they traced it back and they're like, in the hospital, the babies were switched at birth, blah, 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 blah.
So you want all families to be like that?
Wait, Amele.
He's basically taking a deck of cards and he's shuffling.
Yes,
Every day
yes.
I'm shuffling.
Yes.
And he's dealing us a
And
bad
so,
head.
no, what I'm saying is those families will tell you there was not one moment where they went, this is not our child. They had the same experience of raising them, loving them, seeing them grow,
Yes.
feeling them, all
Because
of it.
they believed that the child was theirs.
Because the sense of protection you feel for a child, for a baby, is because there is a familiarity between you and this baby. This is why mothers, some of you are lying when you say this, when they're like, oh, they placed the baby on my chest and, I fell in love immediately because, it's the greatest love I've ever known. What you're feeling is familiar. It's like I've seen this person before. And then you have a feeling of, this is me. I can see me here. I can see my husband here, or my baby daddy, whoever it is. It's the sense of familiarity that you have, and not necessarily
imprinting.
love. Yes. So now, if I know that that's not my child, you're just like, oh, I'm looking forward to getting to know you better.
And also, see, Anil already alluded to this, right? Part of the joys of parenthood is the things that you don't teach your child, but that they inherently just know. Then you're just man, this is amazing.
Can I tell you something here? This is something that people take for granted. A lot of that is confirmation bias. So we take for granted that a lot of the behaviors that children get from parents are learned. They're in the environment with you, and we don't think we're teaching, but we are. Children laugh like their parents, not because they inherited the laugh necessarily, but because the laugh gets passed. You can even be like, oh, you did the exact same thing as my grandfather. Yes, but things are passed down, and kids are constantly, without knowing it, decoding what they take and how they take it.
I can agree with learned behavior, but there's genetic stuff.
Yes, I understand, but I'm saying we take for granted how much of what we recognize isn't genetic. We're seeing what we want to see. Just like... Okay, I'll even throw this at you. I've been in the streets with friends of mine who I act like. And then people go, you guys are related. And I'm like, no. They're like, no, you guys are related. Then they're like...
That's not the same thing. I'm talking about things you can't teach.
Yes, but I'm saying...
Haven't you ever looked at your dad's foot and you're like, dude, I've got exact same foot.
But I'm saying you will find...
You didn't teach your foot to grow that
I'm
way?
saying you will find that. Because there's everything else of me that's not like my dad. So you find the thing that is the same.
No, but...
if I found out tomorrow...
It's the 1% I was telling you about.
Yes, but if I found out tomorrow that Sizwe and I were actually brothers, I'd be like, oh, that explains why we both like blah, blah, blah. Now I would find all the things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like when people fall in love, all of a sudden they
look alike.
Have you seen star signs? People get star signs and now all of a sudden they're like, that explains it. I wondered why I got fired. Mercury was in retrograde. All right, guys, they just gave you an answer. So I'm saying a lot of what people do is giving themselves an answer as to why the child is or isn't like that.
Which is fine.
But
in your world, we wouldn't even have the luxury of lying to ourselves like that. I'm out.
The 1%, you're negating the 1%. It's the 1% magic that children bring. That is like, oh my word.
And the final nail in the coffin.
No,
guys, do you know how many dads in the world are raising a son or a daughter that is not theirs?
Yeah.
And they have this experience fully.
But they
they live
because they don't believe that these are not their kids. Hey,
if
man.
you amend your rule to...
I'm telling you,
I'm
world,
open to amendments.
Yes,
Go.
If you amend your rule to what
Yes.
I was saying about, similar to the African villages where the father is here, the mother is here, and we are all just raising. So once again, we are a city of, say, 8 million people, and all of us are mixing about. That's fine.
I can make money in your world. I can make money in your world. Come on, son.
Do you see what I'm saying? If you just,
I hear you, but
just narrow it. They cannot be...
My issue is still that now it will become a little too insular for my liking.
You want to hear my business idea?
Let's hear your business idea.
I would be the guy smuggling like real kids. Like you'd be like, yo, you and you. Once you're a real baby, come visit me for 9 months. You'll walk out with your real babies. That's my business. You guys be moving with real ones. Selling authentic babies.
I mean, needless to say, there would be a crackdown of this black market here that's run by Sizwe. But
it wouldn't only be black markets. It could be white markets, Chinese markets,
Asian market, Indian market.
I'm willing to accept your votes.
Will you amend your rule though?
Unfortunately not. That one I can't amend.
I'm voting hard to this one.
I can't. I'm sorry,
but
Anele,
you were there. Like you really had me.
I know, but I can't amend it because it wouldn't fulfill what I'm trying to do. So
you meant well, but like Anele, nah. I'm not voting for this world.
So
your world would have cycles, bro. Yo. There'd be jokers moving around every day.
Why would my world have psychos?
Come on, there's trauma in your world.
Why would there be trauma?
This is trauma. But also, why would there be trauma?
Unlike Caesar's world where the chaos comes every 5 years, yours is just a constant, uninterrupted source of chaos.
Why is the chaos?
Okay, let me tell you why. Right now, the world is messed up mostly because of absent fathers. Your whole world is absent fathers, bro.
No. Why is it absent fathers?
No,
my world is chosen.
There is a father.
In fact, in my world, it's even better.
Yeah.
Because nobody is being a dad by mistake. Think about it.
So you're not allowed to impregnate anyone.
You can't, not allowed. You can't in my world.
It's impossible.
So
the only time
I didn't want to reveal the secrets because it's patented technology. It's not sterilization. So we have a patented technology that we use when children are born.
You see, there's already a technology.
We have a technology when children are born. We have a way to turn off your reproduction. So that like when you're living the same way like people get,
vasectomies and then they reverse them.
Yeah. But we do that like from the time you're born, it's done. So you don't even have to worry about it. And then when you're ready to have kids, we come and we do a thing and we like make it happen.
And then you shoot into something and then that can then get distributed across the world.
Exactly. So my counter to you is actually in my world, there would be fewer absentee fathers. So there would be less chaos because now the men who are choosing to be fathers are choosing. The women who are choosing to be mothers would be choosing. And I would rather be in a world where people who want kids have more kids because they want them, and the people who don't have fewer kids because they don't want them. And I think that would still average out. Because it's entropy. It always happens.
No, the idea is a noble one.
I think it would be fewer. I love that you said absentee fathers. In my world, there would be fewer absentee fathers.
There would be no absentee fathers because
but you never know. People get divorced and stuff. You can't force things. I'm not gonna. Force
really? You can't force things.
No. Remember, you're forcing one thing at a time. If I rule the world, you do one thing at a time. Okay.
I'm ready to vote.
I can't do everything at once. Then it's not a fun game.
I'm ready
to vote. Just one thing.
You
said no long ago, bruh.
Yeah.
You said no when I started the sentence.
But like you were trying to convince me. I'm like, you haven't won me over.
If I didn't have the experience of raising my son and the person that he is and seeing myself so much in him,
yes.
and I would have.
I'm gonna throw one thing at you.
Go for it.
Come to Caesar Corp for the originals, baby.
Wait.
Selling originals.
You can't be a corporation doing crime. This guy's gonna be a corporation doing crime. No.
Immobiliare.
So, what if? This is a genuine question, theoretical. What if tomorrow you found out that somehow Alake wasn't of you? Do you think it would take away all those 1%?
It wouldn't, but she'd still be disappointed.
It wouldn't, but it would question the rest of the 1% for the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And he's only 10. That's a long time to be questioning.
Okay.
Even him.
I would definitely like to.
Okay,
I'm
with you.
This is a completely emotional decision where I'm just like, you know what?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
So you
mean well though, like I said.
Yours is a no.
And also because I see how much I can love my friends' kids and like my sister's kids.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not saying that I am void of loving somebody who wasn't birthed by me.
Yes.
I'm not void of that. But I'm
selfishly.
Yeah.
No, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Selfishly. I'm going to say no.
Okay, and Sizwe, what's your no based on?
Everything. It's just a horrible idea. It means well, but this would never work. Just a no.
It's not about, you're saying no for you, why?
The only reason to have a kid are selfish reasons. Now, people can go left, right, forward and back and try to explain to you that it's for something else. There's no other reason except that. Selfish reasons.
Okay.
And what you're asking of people is to be selfless with the biggest sacrifice, because children are also a sacrifice and a burden.
Every day.
I use these words and I know parents are going to be like, children are a blessing. They are, but a blessing can also be a burden.
Okay. So double no.
Yeah.
Well, I'm used to it. I
can see why.
At the end of... You know why? Because I swing for the fences, guys. That's why. Great ideas.
Don't make him...
Do you remember when the iPhone first came out? Remember what people said? Who would buy a phone without a keyboard? That's what people said. What a stupid idea. Me, guys, I'm here to invent iPhones. I'm not here to come with small things. But I lost once again.
Oh, boy.
Well, congratulations, Anele. Your first time at bat, and you've won. So thank you very much for joining once again.
If I rule the world.